What's this for?
Because I love you. And because this is my engagement party. Now remember, you promised no talking about mine business tonight. Promise?
I promise.
Well, here he is.
How did you ever pry him away?
It wasn't too hard to do.
Well, I told him if he didn't come to this party, I'd refuse to be best man and marry you myself.
I didn't want to take that chance.
Forget about being superintendent for one night, Gil. The mine will run all right without you. I sent the night shift back to work on the 3rd level.
You what? I told you we couldn't work the 3rd level without new timbering.
Dad, you promised no mine talk.
Shift is trapped.
All right, everybody, stand back. Give us room.
My boy. Where's my boy?
It's all right, Mary. I'll find him.
Mr. Holloway, you promised us new safety timbering.
I'm doing all I can. Come on, dear. You ought to go home.
It's all right. You'll be all right. I know you will.
You said that 3rd level wasn't safe, but you sent the shift in anyway. You said yourself it wasn't safe.
Now get out of the way, Tregellis.
You used to be one of us. Now you're marrying Holloway's daughter.
Gil's doing everything he can, Tregellis.
When? Like always? When it's too late? My kid brother's down there. Now you get out of my way, Cartwright.
All right, stand back. Keep on back. It's coming up now. Give us room. There's 2 of them. Move on back.
It's Pat! Pat!
All right, bring him on out.
Thank God you're here.
East slope, 3rd level. Every timber seemed to buckle at once as they set off a blast above us.
Same as last week. Every time it's the same thing. Move out of the way.
You're not going down there, are you?
If I'd stayed down there where I belong, this might not have happened.
Don't let what Tregellis said get under your hide.
If my kid brother was trapped down there, I'd think of something worse to say than Tregellis said. Adam, you don't have to come down with me.
It's my timber you're using, isn't it?
All right, Bud, let it go.
How do they stand it time after time? It's like living on top of a powder keg waiting for that disaster whistle to blow.
It's part of mining, Helene. Enter it on the report. Make sure each of the widows gets a usual box of groceries.
Yes, sir.
Box of groceries in exchange for a dead husband.
It's company policy. That's a terrible thing. I'm sorry this had to happen tonight. Spoil your party, Helene. Helene, this is ridiculous. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Let's go home and get some sleep.
Daddy, those women won't sleep tonight. They each have a man down there, and so do I. Gil. Oh, Gil, are you all right?
I'm all right.
Do you want to tell them?
Tell them what?
That there's nobody else coming up out of there. Not tonight. Not ever.
How soon can you give me a report?
It will be on your desk. Cold black figures against a white piece of paper. 5 dead, 2 dying, 5 missing, 14 injured, but no slow up in production, Mr. Holloway. Does that make you happy?
Stop it, Gil.
I'm sick of it.
Gil, you shouldn't have gone down there.
No, that's right. I should have stayed at the party. I'm a superintendent now, and the men I used to work with aren't human beings anymore.
Aren't you being a little bit melodramatic?
Am I? You should have been down there with us. That was melodramatic, too.
I've had my share of mine disasters.
But you don't have to face those men every day or those women. I do.
It's not my job to manage the men.
Your job. Or haven't you got the guts to stand up to them and order them into a mine that isn't safe enough for a rat?
The Ophir is safe as any mine on the Comstock.
That's saying a lot, isn't it?
Gil, please.
What were you doing down there?
I was checking the timbering.
I've got a man hired to do that.
I know. Philip Dietesheimer. I was hoping to talk with him.
I run the Ophir mine, Adam. You sell me timber for that mine. It's worked out very well for both of us. Suppose we keep it that way. Would you like a brandy? You must be tired, Helene. Come over here. Sit down. Close to me a minute. I want to talk to you about Gil. I'm as fond of Gil as you are. If I didn't think he'd make you a good husband, I'd have fired him instead of promoting him. Gil's a superintendent now. He doesn't have to go underground anymore.
Daddy, those men are his friends. You can't expect him to forget that.
I had to forget it. It's a lesson I had to learn. Stay on your own level. That's my job, and I have to do it. Don't you think I have bosses? My bosses have no faces, no hearts, no souls. But they've got a stock certificate. If I get soft or sentimental, they use it as a club to beat my brains out. I've fought a long time to get what I've got, and I'll fight to keep it.
I believe Gil was thinking about preventing another accident, not about your stockholders.
Honey, believe me, it gets pretty lonely up here on this level. The higher a man stands, the farther he can see. I have to do what I think's best for the most people. Try to understand that.
I am trying to understand it, Dad.
Oh, good morning.
How'd you get into town so early?
I yanked him out of bed, that's why.
Coffee?
No, thanks.
Gil, you still think it'd be worthwhile for me to talk to Dietesheimer?
My future father-in-law doesn't seem to think so. But I still do.
That's why Holloway likes you. You stand up to him.
Hey, who's gonna pay for this?
I don't know. I'm too sleepy to try and figure it out.
I can't figure out who's gonna pay for it on an empty stomach. That'll bring me another steak.
Mr. Fenton. Could I talk to you?
What is it, Tregallis?
Well, last night, my kid brother was down in the mine. I should have known he'd be all right. Well, I said things I shouldn't have.
It's all right, Tregallis, I understand.
Well, I wouldn't want to lose my job or anything like that, you know.
You won't, not over this.
Thanks. Gil? Same old Gil, you ain't changed. And listen, all this talk about shutting down the mine, safety tests and all that, don't you do it, Gil. As long as there's a hole in the ground, me and the boys will go down into it. Wouldn't want to lose no day's pay. Somebody's afraid of getting a rock on top of the head. And, Mr. Cartwright, I don't blame you for poking me in the whiskers. Next time, don't do it so hard.
Have you seen Philip Dietesheimer?
Dutchman? I don't understand that one. He's the only man I ever knew who could look a hole straight through you without even seeing you.
Well, has he been around?
He's been down in that hole since 10 minutes after you left last night. Either he comes up for air pretty soon, or he's going to find nobody here to work this hoist when he rings that bell.
Will you stay around for a little while?
Take care of this for me, will you, Casey?
Gil! Gil, I've been looking all over for you.
Not now, dear. Adam and I want to go down below and look around for a minute.
If it were another woman, I could face it, but to have a silver mine for a romantic rival.
Hey.
Oh, Gil, please be careful. If anything happened to you.
Off you go. Oh. All right, Lou. Let her go.
Good sound timbering, Gil.
But it just isn't holding. Philip Dietesheimer!
It is not usually so. But here in this mines, there's such great variance of temperatures. There's a constant shrinking and expanding of the earth itself. When I took my pick and loosened this hanging wall behind the upright, so...
Caved this in deliberately? You might have been killed, man.
So, the important thing is 5 men were killed last night. You see, Gil, there's an unusual side pressure against these uprights.
And without tower braces to prevent side motion.
Oh, Philip, this is Adam Cartwright. Adam, Philip Dietesheimer.
Mr. Cartwright?
Hadn't you better take some time off, get some rest, have something to eat?
The widows of those men, they have no appetite this morning, Gil. Neither have I. You mentioned tower bracing, Mr. Cartwright. You perhaps worked in construction, no?
Well, I supply the timber for the mines. My father and I, my brothers, we have a ranch.
And what a ranch, Philip. The Ponderosa, 1,000 square miles of it. And wait till you see the house. Adam designed and built it to last 100 years.
Oh?
You must see it.
Yeah. There are so many things in your beautiful country that I must see. But how can I look at beauty when men are dying? Given time is one of the factors. There is no problem in engineering that cannot be solved.
Mr. Dietesheimer, Gil's told me a great deal about you, and, well, I don't mean to be presumptuous, but if you'd care to have me go over your stress calculations with you, what I mean is that if you'd like to use me as a sounding board, I've kept up with my mathematics.
It would mean a great deal to me to have someone to talk with, someone who understood the engineering problem.
Well, I'd be honored, Mr. Dietesheimer.
Well, then you call me Philip, huh? So we do not waste time.
Come in here with your pigs, boys.
Are you all right?
Yeah,
Where's Gil?
he was right behind us.
Can you see him?
No.
Gil? Gil, can you hear me? Well, what do we do now?
We wait. Just as thousands before us have waited. And we think of many things. That is the final refuge of a man when he's completely alone. He can think.
Get out of the way. Get out of the way. My brother's down there.
Hoss.
I just heard about it, Miss Elaine. Don't worry, none. Gil's gonna be all right, ma'am. Please don't do that, ma'am. Everything's gonna be all right.
Sorry, Mr. Cartwright. I have orders to let no outsiders go down.
Well, your orders just changed.
Let her go, Bo. Wait a minute, boys. Wait a minute.
Answer them.
Get in there, boys, with your shovels. Get the loose stuff out.
What are you thinking about now?
I was thinking, perhaps after today, we will not let a mine fall on our heads again.
I hope not.
Well, there is a simple way. All we have to do is never again go into a mine. So many people make that decision in life. So very many.
No use, boys. We may as well give up. They don't answer the signal anymore. They're back of that wall of rock, but we're too late. They don't answer anymore. Give me that shovel.
Okay, bud, okay. That's good. Give me some light.
It's about time you got here. Gil's back there somewhere.
Adam, there ain't nothing back there but 500 ton of rock.
All right, let her down.
How are you, Mr. Diedersheimer?
All right, Phil, see if you can make it. Got him, horse?
Yeah, I got it. Easy, easy. He might have a broken bone.
Here's one of them, boys. Let's get him. Take him out, boys. Here we are. You all right?
Yeah. Here they come. That's real.
Gil! Where's Gil?
Miss Elaine, I want to talk to you.
That Gil. He's always the first one down and the last one up. I suppose he's still down there looking around. That's what it is, Hoss, isn't it?
Ma'am, let me take you home.
Oh, no. No, I've got to wait here for Gil. He promised me nothing would happen to him. He promised me. Oh, Hoss, tell me nothing's happened.
Ma'am, I can't lie to you. I can't make it no easier on you.
I've got to see him. I've got to go down. I've got to see him. Don't you understand? I've got to see him. I've got to see him. Gil.
Where's Gil?
He's still down there.
Well, go get him, Adam. I want to talk to him.
What I'm trying to tell you is...
What he means is... Gil is dead, Daddy.
What?
That's the word he was looking for, dead. But it's a dirty word and no one wants to say it. Not here in this house, not on this level. The stockholders might hear. Dead is a word for men who work down in the ground, not for people like us. We can't talk about a man who's buried under 50 tons of rock, but he's dead just the same. Oh, Daddy.
I'll give her a sedative. You come along. You too.
Gil? Dead? Well, I'll have to hire a new superintendent.
Mr. Holloway, if that's the first thing you thought about, I feel real sorry for you.
I guess that should about do it.
Thanks, Doc.
Mr. Dieteshammer, I told you to get some rest. Now you're pushing yourself much too far.
Would you rest, Doctor, if there were a plague afoot, and that somewhere in that little black bag of yours there was a pill you knew could cure it? Would you rest until you had found that pill? Well, my head is like your little black bag. Somewhere inside it is a pill of information, long forgotten. A solution to these mind disasters. I have to find that pill, Doctor.
Well, you better slow down or I won't be responsible.
Every man is responsible to himself, Doctor. Does your head feel good enough to use?
Let's get to work.
Now.
Mr. Dieteshammer, I've been thinking.
Are you an engineer?
Well, no, but...
Then I'm not in the least interested in what you've been thinking. Please go.
Now, wait a minute. This is my home.
At the moment, it is my office, and I want no interruptions. Please. Now. So, we have...
Why ain't you at work?
Mr. Holloway, I refuse to send those men back down.
You refuse?
I believe the same as Gil. Close down a few days. Get a chance to make some proper tests and experiments.
Casey, you're fired.
What?
I said you're fired. Tregallis, can you handle Casey's job?
Mr. Holloway, I never did want to see you shut down. Like I said to Gil last time I talked to him. I can get that shift back to work.
See that you do.
Another thing I'd do, Mr. Holloway, I'd order that Dutchman to stay away from the men. He wastes an awful lot of time. I'd tell him to take care of his own work, leave our boys alone.
You're in charge. Go tell him. He's right upstairs.
That is the problem, Adam, and it is increasing every day. The veins of silver grow wider the deeper they go.
I know, and the U-bracing that we use in a narrow stope becomes worthless in a 65-foot wide gallery.
And it is not only the overhead pressure, Adam. There's a constant side pressure as well.
I want to talk to you, Dutchman.
Vertical bracing and cap pieces, certainly. But it would be standing so thick that a man couldn't get through.
I'm in charge now.
We are very busy. And even the tower bracing you suggested.
Listen to me when I'm talking to you. You're going to take orders just like the rest of the men.
But how are you going to get 65-foot timbers down a mine shaft?
And I want you to stay away from the men, hear me? They're down there to work, not to visit with you. And another thing, Dutchman.
I believe in a little formality. Now, where were we? Oh, yeah. There's...
Miss Helene. Miss Helene.
I know you're sorry.
That's not exactly what I was going to say, ma'am. Folks mean well when they say that they're sorry. It's like when my mama was still alive. I remember I used to mash my finger and she'd kiss it and tell me the pain was all gone. It wasn't really. It's just that now when I try to remember the pain, All I can remember is my mama kissing it away.
So I smile bravely and lift my head. And there never was a Gil Fenton in my life.
No. No, you can sometimes forget the pain, but you can't ever forget the love. Never. There's going to always be a Gil Fenton in your life. I remember I was in love once with a girl. As much in love as a man can be, I reckon. I guess that sounds a little funny coming from me, don't it?
Oh, no, it doesn't, Hoss.
She died. And I know that my Pa and Adam and little Joe are sorry. But that just wasn't enough. Not right then, it wasn't.
What did you do?
I talked to God. He told me I was just going to have to keep on living.
May I have permission to enter your mind, Mr. Tagalis?
All right. Go ahead.
Adam told me to find you and tell you that number 6 had shifted and that the tower braces were 10 degrees out of plumb, whatever that means.
It means, Horst, that we now know one more thing that will not work. It means also that we must still find that one thing that will work.
Well, he told me I ought to talk you into getting some rest, too.
Well, he may have said it. But he didn't mean for me to do it. But it would be good. So good. Stretch out for a while, close my eyes against the sun, and feel the life of the earth beneath me. But I would feel only the death, Horse. Only the death.
You feel all right, Mr. Dietesheimer?
All right? I do not know. That is a relative question, no? I only know that my head is so full of vertical braces and cross braces and cap pieces and skulls and timbers that my brain is like a bee swarm of unrelated facts, buzzing and churning and working within a hive. A honeycomb. A honeycomb! Sir? I have it, Oz, I have it!
You got what?
Go get me some 1-inch boards. Soft pine that I can cut with a jackknife. Go bring them to my room. I go get Adam. Why did I not see this, Adam? Each surface bearing on the other. The ratio of strength of each side of a honeycomb to the combined weight of the honey. Gently now. Gently. Come. Thank you, Ross.
Now, what in the blaze?
The solution, Mr. Holloway. The solution to every cave-in and slippage problem in the Comstock mines. Boss, please. Clean place on the table. Thank you.
Miss Lean, look here what Mr. Dietesheimer and Adam built. Show them how it works, Mr. Dietesheimer.
You mean that's a system of mind bracing?
It's the most perfect system I've ever seen in my whole life.
Are you such an expert?
No, but Mr. Dietesheimer is. Philip, why don't you explain the principle?
You see, Mr.
I can see the principle. Square, open-sided, tower bracing box, bearing equal pressure from all angles. And I suppose as the stope is dug wider, you propose to add another box.
Well, you can add them above, too, and you can even build a floor in it.
Very interesting, gentlemen, and very expensive. We can't use it.
Dad, aren't you even going to consider it?
But look at it, honey. It's a child's toy, a plaything of an impractical dreamer.
You didn't even give them a chance.
A chance to what? Play with toys while I've got a mind to run? Do you think I'm gonna rip out the timbering I've got in that mine to try some crazy new idea?
But the timbering system you have is no good.
We've been operating successfully with it for a long time now. Can't you understand I've got stockholders to think about?
Oh, yes, I understand. You and your faceless stockholders. Well, I have somebody to think about, too. Only he had a face and a body and arms to hold me with. And he's buried under 50 tons of rock, and you put him there!
Elaine! Wait a minute. Where are you going?
Where do the rest of the mine widows go?
If you don't listen to me.
I'm through listening to you, Father. And don't forget to send me my box of groceries.
We've been looking for you.
I've been looking for myself, Adam.
His new model's coming along great.
Well, I have created a good thing. But that is all it is. A thing. A handful of smoke. What good is it to write a book if nobody reads it? Or to compose a song if nobody ever sings it? Or to invent a new way of timbering a mine if it is not used?
Don't you worry. It'll be used all right.
But when? When? When another 100 men have died needlessly?
Well, it's such a radical departure from anything we've done before. Just take time to sell it to anyone.
Only the dead have time to wait, Adam. And we are concerned with the living.
Well, the Ophir isn't the only mine on the Comstock. There's the Yellow Jacket, Gould and Curry, and the Mexican. We know the owners. We've sold timber to all of them. All we have to do is sell one of them the idea.
But I am not a fishmonger, Adam. Hawking a product on the streets.
Well, then you let me worry about that end of it. You just finish this new model.
Looks pretty elaborate.
Well, it's quite simple, really. Series of cribs, each surface bearing on the other. Now, that takes care of your side motion, which has been one of your big problems. Now, also, you see, with the wide veins that you're starting to hit, you can timber as you stope in merely by adding another crib. Now, the same holds true with working up above or down below, which is an impossibility with your present timbering. Now, here you could have an ore chute running diagonally right up here through the sets.
Any idea of the cost?
Well, I really hadn't gone into it. I think Mr. Dietesheimer was more concerned with safety rather than cost.
Yeah, I'd heard that he was pretty much of a dreamer. Well, thanks for showing it to us, Adam.
Hey, ain't you even gonna let him finish telling you about it?
Oh, I've seen enough to recognize the fact that the cost would be prohibitive. I'm afraid you'll have to figure out some other way of selling timber, Adam.
You mean to tell me you think that's all Adam and Mr. Dietesheimer have been doing day and night is figuring out another way to sell timber?
Oh, stay out of it, Hoss.
I won't stay out of it. I don't like what this woodpecker's saying to you.
Oh, really now? We don't have to pretend with each other. We're in the mining business to make money, and you should be able to understand that. No Cartwright ever made a move unless there was $1 in it for him someplace.
Mister, you're the biggest flannel-mouthed liar in the Comstock.
Do you know who I am?
I sure do, and you do too, because I just got through telling you.
My brother isn't the world's finest diplomat, but he's managed to express my own feelings pretty accurately.
Well,
It might work. Sure, but the system we're using now can be put in for 1/10 the cost.
Why did Holloway ever hire that Dutchman in the first place?
Oh, now don't sell Holloway short. He hires this safety engineer, and the Crusaders leave him alone.
I know, but now he's come up with this fantastic idea.
You don't find Holloway using it, do you?
Well, is there anybody else we can talk to, Adam?
No, that's about all of them. Besides, I'm tired of talking.
You ain't gonna give up, are you?
I said I'm tired of talking.
Well, what are we gonna do?
Well, what do the Cartwrights always do when it comes right down to it? We'll do it ourselves.
You mean we're gonna make a big one of these things and stick it down old Holloway's mine without even telling him about it?
Why tell him? He'll know it's there when he sees it tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
I said tomorrow.
Adam, I heard you and Mr. Dietesheimer talking, and them timbers are big, and they gotta be milled and cut. How are you gonna do all that by tomorrow?
Well, now, we own a sawmill, don't we? Now, we'll just give this job to our younger brother and tell him it's impossible to do.
Yeah, that ought to do it. We'll get started first thing in the morning. That's what old Adam said. And we will, too. You wait and see. When my pa and Adam and my younger brother, little Joe, put their head to something, it gets done.
You're very proud of your family, aren't you, Hoss?
Yes, sir, I sure am.
Well, it's a fine thing to have a strong family.
Yes, sir. Paul's always kept us mighty close together. You see, we just half brothers.
So?
Yes, sir. My Paul's had a
terrible lot of tragedy in his life.
Tragedy. Yeah. But this has made of him a finer man. And it's helped draw you all closer together as a family, no?
Yes, sir. I reckon it has.
The girl, Helene, we must try to make her see this horse. Right now, she sees only her own loss. But nothing is lost, ever. And nothing is ever destroyed. The miners who were killed because of improper timbering in these mines, they have found a new method of timbering, Hoss. I did not do it. They did. I am only the instrument that carried out the plan. No more than that.
Mr. Dietesheimer, folks are going to remember you for an awful long time. Miss Wayne.
Sit down, Miss Holloway. Please.
What's the matter?
Matter? I've been walking around looking into the faces of women who've lost their husbands in the mines. I've been searching their eyes, wondering if they know my father is a murderer.
Ma'am, you shouldn't ought to talk like that. Not about your own Paul.
No.
Maybe he ain't done all he could do, but at least he's tried. He hired Mr. Dietesheimer.
But he hasn't let him do anything, and he won't.
Well, it don't really make no difference if he don't, because we're going to do it anyhow.
What do you mean?
Paul and Adam and little Joe are up there in the hills right now at the sawmill, milling the timber we're going to put down that mine. So Mr. Dietesheimer here can make the tests he wants to make.
Does my father know about this?
Well, I reckon Adam sort of forgot to tell him.
Do you really think that my father and the other mine owners would let you do this?
Well, ma'am, we ain't going to charge them for it. Besides, how are they going to stop us?
Stop you? Haas, don't you understand? They can hire 50 men with clubs to stop you if they want to.
What are they going to do a thing like that for?
I'm afraid this does go much further than a test installation, Hoss. Once it's in there and the men see it, they won't be satisfied with any other system of timbering.
Mr. Dietesheimer, do you want that timber down there in that mine?
Yeah, very much, Hoss.
Well, we're going to put it down there for you. And if any of them fellas try to stop us, well, I reckon that'll be my business. I really think they'd do it. I reckon you must know them better than I do.
I don't see my father with them.
There's a rumor around that you plan to do some special timbering in Mr. Holloway's mine.
Well, this is one time that a rumor's correct.
You Cartwrights don't own this mine. You've got no business here.
Now, you don't own this mine either, mister. Why don't you let Mr. Holloway tell me?
We haven't been able to find Mr. Holloway, but his interests are ours, and we're here to see that they're protected. Take him out there.
I'm still in charge here.
Andrew, we couldn't find you. We came here to protect your interests.
I can take care of my own interest, and that's just what I've been doing.
But they were planning to build some of those monkey cages down in your mine.
I'm aware of what they're planning to do. I'm helping them to do it.
Why, Andrew, have you lost your senses?
No, I haven't lost my senses. I've just found them. How long since any of you have been down in one of your mines? Well, maybe you should, gentlemen. I just did, and I don't like what I saw. I don't know if Mr. Dietesheimer's system of timbering will work or not, but he's going to get a chance to try it.
Adam and the other boys will unload that lumber right where you want it. If you need me, well, just holler.
This is fine. You go now, huh? Thank you.
Are you satisfied, Philip?
It is still an impractical man's dream, Adam. An invention is never completed until it is put to the test of serving the purpose for which it was designed. Now, you wait for me up above. Huh? I would like to stay here and look at this for a while.
Oh, no, you don't.
What's the matter?
I found your bag. With the powder, you didn't do a good job of hiding it.
It's too dangerous, Adam.
I'm game if you are.
I don't want any more men killed.
Neither do I. But I would like to be with you. Sort of a promise I made to Gil.
All right. We'll see this thing through together. This is good. Now for the final test.
Why, you're wasting our time, Holloway.
You better take a good look at it because you're going to see a lot of this kind of timbering from now on.
Not in my mind, you won't.
Well, this is it.
Good luck, Philip.
Come. Mr. Holloway, you should not be here.
It's still my mind, and these gentlemen are a little hard to convince.
You don't understand. We're making a test.
Don't test it too hard or your monkey cage will fall down on your head.
I hope not, gentlemen. I believe not. But we will soon know. We've set a blast to test it.
Oh, I can imagine you're being down here with a blast about to go off.
Your workmen do it every day, don't they?
Oh, yes, but
with your present system of timbering. Well, you're standing under some of it now, gentlemen. You may stay here if you feel safer. I prefer to stay over here.
So do I.
Why, you fool, we'll all be killed.
Boys, the old timbering is right behind you. Go ahead, stay under it.
You better hurry.
I think this held up rather well, don't you, gentlemen?
Very impressive. But I still won't hold still for it.
And why not?
Isn't it pretty obvious? This man undoubtedly has a patent on his timbering system and plans to rob us blind collecting royalties.
I'm afraid I'm not so wise as you. I do not know the dollar and cent worth of a human life. I only know it is very dear. I have no patent, no desire to charge royalty. If my invention saves human lives, surely that is payment enough for any man.
Wait a minute, Philip. Ladies and gentlemen, we've just made a practical test of the new Dietesheimer system of timbering. Any of these gentlemen here can attest to the fact that it was a complete success. I'm closing the Ophir till it's completely re-timbered with the Dietesheimer square sets. Every man will be paid his regular wages while the work goes on.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the man who's put an end to all the mine cave-ins on the Comstock, Mr. Philip Dietesheimer. Every mine owner will have to put in square sets now. You watch. This whole town will be sitting on one big honeycomb. It's a great thing you've done, Philip.
We all did it together.
Well, listen, I'm hungry. Ain't you starved?
On the contrary, horse. Right now, I feel
I feel very full.
Mr. Dedesheimer, I told you once that folks is gonna remember you for an awful long time. And they would, too, if they could remember your name, but it's so dang blasted hard to pronounce.
Don't worry about that, horse.
Names are never very important. Anyway, it's easier to pronounce to Dutchman. Come on, let's get some supper, huh?
Sure hard work pushing all that cattle up into that high country.
That water sure does look good, too. You know, the weight to wash off some of this grit.
Careful, little Joe. That's the closest you've come to taking a bath in months. Who are you?
Never mind who I am. Just get off my land.
Your land? What are you talking about, mister?
You know what I'm talking about. You ain't deef, are you?
No, we ain't deef, but are you sure you ain't got just a little bit too much sunshine, old-timer?
Look, well, maybe you kind of got your directions mixed up.
All right, now, don't anybody move.
What do you want to go do a thing like that for, old-timer?
I know my rights. The law says that I can shoot trespassers on sight.
Look, you're on the Ponderosa.
I bought this land, mister, and there ain't nobody going to take it away from me.
Bought it?
I don't want to kill anybody, but I will if you push me.
Nobody's trying to push you, mister, but what makes you think this land is yours?
I said I bought it. $25 hard money. I got the bill of sale to prove it.
I hereby sell you all the land between the east shore of Lake Tahoe and Sun Mountain for $25 cash. Signed, Henry T.P. Comstock.
Henry Comstock.
Old-timer, I guess you were just one of the many who were taken in by our dear friend, Mr. Comstock. I guess you didn't know him any too well, did you?
I don't have to know him. I got the bill of sale there to prove it.
A bill of sale? I know thief would sell him the territory in Nevada if he could get away with it.
Looks like he did, too. You remember the first time we ever seen him, little Joe?
Oh, that wild-eyed old mule of his?
Yeah. That black stove pipe hat that made him look pious as a preacher.
You know how many men have draped this tree? 28 men and 1 woman. We figure to make it a nice round figure like 30. All right, let's get it over with.
Whoa! What the name of creation's your hurry?
Mind if I have a last word with my friend? Friend? You haven't got a friend within 50 miles of Hangtown. Lord, I'm ready whenever you say the word, but Lord, I hope you'll forgive me if I don't have time to tell these boys about the big new movement going on around here. What in thunder big movement you talking about? Change the name of Hangtown to Placerville. You boys hear of any such goings on around here? Lord, looks like you left these boys up in the hills too long. You know the first law they passed was there'd be no more hangings within the city limits. City limits, how far are they? Clear to the top of the Sierra Nevada mountains. That's a good 100 miles. Mighty ambitious time, Placerville. Lord, you didn't tell these boys nothing. You didn't tell them there's mighty touchy people around here, too. Especially about any unnecessary hanging. Hanging you is about the most necessary thing a hard rock miner could ever do. So we'll escort you the 100 miles over the Sierra Nevada and hang you there.
I thank you.
Because, Mr. Henry T.P. Comstock, you're about the crookedest, slimiest, most double-dealing, weaseling, lying, thieving, no-good claim jumper that ever hit the state of California.
It took 4 hours to bring that thing down.
That isn't such a long time, little Joe. That one, it took 400 years for it to grow.
400 years. Well, that was even before Columbus sailed out of Spain to discover America.
Us, there were trees that were living and growing in this forest. They were old when Christ pulled fish out of the Sea of Galilee.
Don't cut unless you plant.
That's right, Hoss. That's why we're here. Not just to take from the land, but to give.
Yes, sir.
Can you see it? 100 years from now, standing tall against the sky. Plant it, Adam.
Sure, Pa.
Well, little Ponderosa, see you around in a couple of 100 years when you're a big Ponderosa.
Thousands of people who one day will come to this land. Be mighty thankful for what we've done.
There's timber up there to build whole new cities. Launch fleets of ships.
Hear that, Hoss? Older brother Adam is planning to build that Yankee fleet of his again.
Yeah, well, it's gonna take a mite more water than we got hereabouts to float it in, little Joe.
Water? Oh, now you don't think Adam is planning to sail his ships on just plain old water, do you?
I guess you two mountain boys haven't heard. Just so happens I'm planning on ships that sail across sand.
I remember walking across about 600 miles of it the last time Paul sent me to Salt Lake City to file them claim papers.
How would you like to be able to do it in under 3 days?
Oh, come on now. From here to Salt Lake City in 3 days? How you gonna do that? I think he's gonna fly through the air, Hoss.
Maybe 2 days.
Oh, well, maybe one day.
You talking about a railroad, son?
I'd be talking about a railroad, Pa.
Dreams are mighty good things to have, son. You know what it takes to build a railroad?
Track. Track that runs across sand, round mountains, and over rivers. And track ain't nothing but a lot of rail and a bed of ties to lay it on.
You cut down all these wonderful trees, provide ties for a railroad?
I'd cut them down, Pa. And I'd put new ones in their place.
Hey, that sounds like a rifle shot.
On the California side.
Sounded to me like it come off the Ponderosa.
Dorothy, if you don't move fast, you're going to be key witness to a hanging.
So he thinks he can sneak away on that old mule.
Yeah,
How do you feel about 4 men chasing 1 man on a mule?
Oh, maybe they have a reason for chasing him. I don't care for the odds.
We sure could improve him, Pa.
We sure could sweeten them up some at that, Paul.
Yeah, we better stop them, too, before they stir up the Paiutes.
Last time somebody stirred them up, 3 families of settlers paid for it with their lives. All right, boys, let's sweeten them.
Adam?
Yeah.
How far over you reckon them fellers are?
About a half a mile, maybe.
Yeah. It's just about what I figured.
Hey, Hoss, even with that Sharp's buffalo gun you got, you don't figure you can hit a target at a half-mile distance.
You watch that feller's hat.
What in thunder was that?
Dorothy, that shot comes in the direction I thought it did. Ah.
Hoss, let me see that little squirrel gun of yours for a minute.
Sure, Adam.
See that, Paul?
Couldn't be Comstock. He didn't even have a rifle.
Now, little Joe, what was all this talk about a half a mile?
Good shoot. You want to try it, little Joe?
Yeah, I better.
You right sure now?
Well, I think I better if I want to stay living with this family. That's a mighty fine old gun you got there, Hoss.
Mighty good shooting.
That's just the kind of thing any New Orleans boy learns to do by the time he learns to walk.
Take a crack at it, Paul.
Well, if I have to. Just to show you young whippersnappers.
Go ahead, you can't miss now.
Give that rifle.
Mighty fine shooting, Paul.
We gotta get out of here, Heck. Them ain't men, they're devils. Where are they shooting from? That's what I want to know. I don't know where it's coming from. It's the best darn shooting I ever saw. Good shooting, all right, but it's done by men like us, not devils.
Thank you for looking favorably on the countenance of this miserable sinner, Lord. I sure do appreciate it. I sure do. And to prove it, I won't lie or steal or ever jump any other fellow's claim again as long as I live. Strike me dead if I do, Lord. You strike me dead.
Heck, I don't like this place. Feels haunted to me. Why don't we go back to California?
Let's go back.
We only came here to get rid of that Comstock fellow in the first place.
Not get rid of him, hang him. I promised myself to see that old thief hanged, and I mean to keep that promise.
Yeah, I think we scared those fellows off. They're heading back to California.
Yeah. Maybe they aren't.
Quite an exhibition of skill, my friends. Truly the best exhibition of the fine art of rifle shooting I've ever seen. Since the days of that esteemed gentleman, Quincy P. Strongheart. Yes, I can see it all just as though it were yesterday. My boyhood chum, Quincy P., raised at my side in sight of the stormy and treacherous waters of Lake Nipishama.
What in the tarnation you talking about, mister?
What'd you do to stir up all that excitement?
It's probably one of them claim jumpers they run out of California.
Lad, I beseech you, don't mention that evil place to me. I, Henry T.P. Comstock, who have roamed the four corners of the earth, have sailed every shore and coastline of the seven seas, never want to hear the name of that foul-sounding place again as long as I live.
Why were you run out?
I? You think I, Henry Comstock, was run out of California?
Run out and told never to come back. How many claims did you jump?
Did you hear that? Yeah, not you. Lord, right where I stand, if I, Henry Comstock, ever jumped, or even thought of jumping any other gold miner's claim, strike me dead. Not yet, Lord. I know I'm a miserable sinner, and certain things have been known to cling to my fingers, but I'm not ready yet, Lord, to meet the hellfires of retribution. Not yet, Lord. Not yet.
Hellfires of retribution, you hear that, little Joe?
I figure if a man's going to get religion, he might as well get it in a hurry.
Mr. Comstock, before your time is up, I think there's room for at least one good meal in there to help see you through that final journey.
Do my ears deceive me, or did I hear you mention food? Gentlemen, when do we eat? You too, Dorothy. Dorothy, food, come. Gentlemen, I have feasted at the tables of kings and dined in the company of millionaires, but never, I repeat, never have I enjoyed such a meal as this.
This is Hop Sing's doing, Mr. Comstock. In all of your traveling, did you ever meet a finer cook?
My good man, worthy descendant of Confucius that you might be, I must compliment you on having acquired a skill and wizardry in the culinary arts unmatched in all this land.
He no like the lip?
No, he likes him, Hop Sing.
Oh, very good. I bring more. Got plenty more.
Yeah, you do that, Hop Sing. You do that.
Mr. Comstock, do you have any late news of my good friend Captain John Sutter?
Sir, you're referring to Captain John Sutter of the Sacramento Valley?
Are there any other Captain John Sutters?
Al, the poor man, he's a cause of sadness and melancholy to all of his friends.
What's the matter? Is he getting worse?
Not only getting worse, he's almost gone, as has his mind. Young man, pass that plate of sweet corn, please.
You mean you're still hungry?
I haven't seen corn as smooth and golden as this since I was a boy on the shores of Lake Semihuchi.
I thought you said over on the mountain, Lake Nipishama.
Nipishama one side, Semihuchi on the other. Lots of lake in that neck of the woods.
Well, just what neck of the woods was that?
You boys familiar with foreign lands?
No, we've never been out of the country. Why?
Oh, it's a shame that you can't know too much about wonderful country of my childhood, Canada.
Oh, well, this Napatchki and Skauchi Hiwachi, whatever you call it. Are they in Canada?
On the other side of the Frangatang Mountains.
Mr. Comstock, what about my friend Captain Sutter?
Poor man. It's a pity to what's happened to him. You wouldn't recognize him anymore.
How bad is he, Mr. Comstock?
Not just one more? Just a small one?
Later. In fact, I think we've all had enough to eat for now. Hop Sing?
Yes, Mr. Cartwright. You like a dinner?
Yes, dinner was very good, Hop Sing, very good.
Very good, Hop Sing, and I do thank you.
Very good.
We'll have a coffee in here.
Yes, Mr. Cartwright.
Mr. Comstock? Brandy?
Yes, don't mind if I do. Thank you, sir. You're very kind. Nice little place you got here. Reminds me of the time I was the guest of Queen Victoria at Buckingham Palace.
I'll ride on down to the sawmill, pal. Have them bring those trees in we cut down.
Fine, Adam, fine. Oh, Adam, do you need any help?
Well, come to think of it, we are a little short-handed. How would you like to work for us, Mr. Comstock? We pay good money, $1 American a day.
Work? What kind of work is that?
Well, hauling, cutting timber. Good, healthy outdoor work from sun up to sundown.
Sun up? Oh, I'm afraid that's not the kind of work I do.
Just what kind of work do you do, Mr. Comstock? I'd be real anxious to know.
Yeah, well, I'm a merchant. Yes, that's what I am, a merchant.
Oh, a merchant?
Yeah. Sometimes I buy, sometimes I sell. It all depends on the state of business, among other things. Very good health, sir.
Among other things, Mr. Comstock, do you ever indulge in something called panning for gold?
You mean you folks don't cotton to folks who pan for gold?
I told you I planted the first field of grain with John Sutter in the valley of the Sacramento. Together we planted those hillsides with vines, with fruit-bearing trees. You know what they did to that land, those locusts, those ravagers who answered the cry of gold in California? They tore out those vines. They chopped down those trees. They trampled that wheat. Is it any wonder that John Sutter sits on his porch now, staring into the sun by the hour, recognizing no one, seeing nothing?
You know about him, don't you?
I know all about him. And that's why I came to the Ponderosa, my sons and I. And that's why I made my vow that never would these 1,000 square miles of God-made country be delivered into the hands of those spoilers, those destroyers. Mr. Comstock, if I so much as see a man digging for gold anywhere on my land, I'll shoot him at sight.
Gold? You don't mean there's gold up here in western Utah, do you?
Well, that's what we keep telling those fellers over at Washoe Diggings, Mr. Comstock, that they're just wasting their time. There ain't enough gold over there to fool with.
Hey, you think they listen to us? I don't know what there is about a gold miner. I think they must be 3/4 loco and the other 4 stupid.
You said they found gold?
What I said was that they didn't hardly find enough to fool with.
Yeah, they pan all day, come up with just about enough to buy themselves a bottle of whiskey.
Now, if you were a whiskey merchant, Mr. Comstock, you should do rather well down at Washoe.
Washoe? That's the name of the place, huh? Washoe.
That's what they call it. 20 miles due east of the Ponderosa. Where are you going, Mr. Comstock?
Dinner was fine, gentlemen. I hate to rush, but duty calls.
Duty? What kind of duty?
It was miners at Washoe. They're just waiting to buy and sell. Farewell, gentlemen.
The fool. The gold-crazed fool.
Paul. Maybe I ought to follow him. Those fellas from California might still be after him and be trying to kill him.
Probably for good cause, Hoss. Now, I thought you worried about 4-legged animals.
Well, I reckon he's sort of like a 4-legged animal himself. You might say like a jackass.
Hey, can I go too, Pa? Every Saturday night there's a dance on a Dutch piece at the Diggings.
A dance? Or do they have any women to dance with?
Yeah, they got 2 or 3. They're pretty big, so some gals that do the miners' washing.
You ought to see them, Paul. They're big and raw bones as Texas steers, but they can dance.
Western Utah's grown up. All right, Hoss, you go after our friend the fool, and little Joe, you go off the Dutch beats to your dance. Adam, what about you? What do you want?
Hey, come on with us, Adam.
No, I don't want anything, Pa. I got work to do. But, little Joe, I might just drop by and take a look at one of those big raw-bone women.
Hey, why don't you do that, Adam? As a matter of fact, I'll save one for you. The biggest and rawest of the bunch.
Yes, I bet you will.
Boy, I sure would like to surprise him with a pretty little gal.
There ain't no pretty gals in 100 miles here, little Joe.
Hey, but I'm just thinking about one. Just one.
Paul, you sure his ma wasn't part jackrabbit?
Hoss, his ma was all woman. So was Adam's. So was yours. They left me sons, boy. They left me sons.
Rich man, poor man, beggar man, thief. Which one do you think he is, Hoss?
I reckon he's most likely been nearly all of them at one time or another, little Joe.
Still think those fellas from California might be after him?
I don't know. But if they are, he's gonna need some mighty fast help.
Yeah, maybe so. But I got a real strange feeling that old crowbait can take care of just about anything that comes along.
Dolly. Ah, yeah. Eat hearty.
I guess the good Lord watches over fools and little children.
Well, just in case the good Lord forgets for a minute, I think I better trail along after him and keep an eye peeled for trouble. I'll see you at the Diggings tonight. You be sure and save me some of that tarantula juice, you hear?
Now, when I get to the Diggings, I ain't gonna have time for any tarantula juice.
You stay out of that Paiute country. You remember what Paul said about stirring them up?
Hoss, what the heck would I want with any old Paiute?
Comstock, did you hurt yourself?
Nothing happened, my boy, nothing at all. We Comstocks are made of steel. Yes, I can remember Grandpappy, the ripe age of 93. Chewing iron bars and spitting out nails.
Yeah, I reckon you're all right at that. On the way you fell back there, I could have sworn you broke something.
Son, you're looking at a man who did break something. His link with the past. How long has all this been going on?
Well, feller's been fooling around these mountains for years. Digging up one side and then down the other. Fighting that blue stuff over there, they call it.
Blue stuff? Never heard of it. What's that?
Well, I don't reckon anybody rightly knows. Something that gums up something fierce. Makes it hard to get at the gold.
Gold. Yeah, the gold. Like the sound of that word, son. It's like music to my ears. Yes, sir. From now on, I intend to confine all my valuable time to the Comstock lode.
The Comstock lode? What's that?
Everything that meets the eye, son. Everything that meets the eye.
You just got here. How can you even think about naming all this after yourself when you only just got here?
Son, that just goes to show you how wrong a man can be. Because I got the feeling that I've been here practically all of my life. Greetings, gentlemen. Henry T.P. Comstock brings you greetings and salutations. Did you gentlemen file a legal claim for this particular piece of land?
Legal claim? Now, what kind of a question is that?
Simple enough question, friend. You didn't file a claim, you're trespassing on my property. I'm requesting you to move on.
Oh, Mr. Comstock, you can't do a thing like that. You only just got here.
Son, the law's the law. The law says if a man don't file a claim, he ain't got any more right than a tinker.
Now, you wait a minute. You just wait a minute. We filed a claim more than a month ago. Up at Dutch Pete's we did it.
Dutch Pete's? Sounds like a purveyor of the old evil eye. Now, if you file this claim in a legal-like courthouse...
Dutch Pete's legal-like courthouse is good enough for us, mister. And give me back that pan. Blue stuff. Work and shake all day. You got nothing to show for it but this damn blue stuff.
Is this a private conversation, friend, or could you use a little company?
Where'd you come from?
I'll ask the questions, friend. How big a claim you got here?
Clear to the head of the mountain. And all of it ain't worth it.
Don't say it. Think it, but don't say it. Very good sized claim. How much gold?
Gold? Say gold? I tell you, mister, there ain't nothing around here but this dang blue stuff.
Loud. How'd you like to have yourself a partner?
Partner? In what?
Your claim, friend. Clear to the top of the mountain. Tell you what I'll do. I'll give you $17 American.
$17? What? But I tell you, mister, all this dang blue stuff ain't worth a nickel.
$17, my good man. It's my final offer.
Well, I'll take it, mister. Mister, huh? You just bought yourself into half of this claim. $17, huh? Wait till I tell this to the boys at Dutch Pete's tonight.
Partner, there's something else you're going to do at Dutch Pete's tonight, too. Now, at properly arranged time. I want you to break... You following me, friend?
You brave man. You ride into Paiute village alone.
Chief Winnemucca, I believe you know my father, Ben Cartwright.
I know, Father.
I think you know me, too, and my brothers, Horace and Adam. Matter of fact, Chief, didn't you trade Pa this Pinto pony for a buffalo gun?
You from high up on mountain. Why you come here?
Well, I brought you a little present, Chief. Pretty nice color, would you say?
You bring this for me?
Well, not exactly. It's for your daughter.
When you see Saratucci?
It was just a little while back down at the river. She was taking a bath. And now, hold it, Chief. She's more than a mile away. Just one of many women.
Me knife. Other women, much big, plenty fat?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't know, Chief. I didn't look at the other women. And what about this material? Got it from a peddler across the mountains from Sacramento. Said it was genuine silk.
Not very strong, not much good.
Yeah, well, Chief, it's for a dress, not a horse blanket.
Saratucci!
Now you look like a real princess, ma'am. What do you think, Chief? Sure fine tasting meat, Chief. What is it?
Rattlesnake.
It's really very good.
We have a lot. You eat more.
Well, no thanks, Chief. I'm not a very big eater. How about showing me that Appaloosa horse you were trying to sell me?
I bring horse. You eat more. Very good.
Yeah, sure, Chief. Oh, please, no thank you, ma'am. I'm not a very big eater. Hey, you know how to make this into a dress? Into a dress? Yeah, look. See, yeah, well, see what I mean here? Now, yeah, well, look, no, it doesn't look too good on me. Look, you try it. Sort of, yeah, you do it. That's it. That's... Yeah. Yeah, you're getting the idea, Princess. Yeah, that looks nice. Hey, now listen, there's a dance down at the Washoe Diggings. A dance? You don't know dance? Look, a dance. Dance, dance. There, you know? You like to dance? Yeah, well, good, so do I. Now listen, don't tell Chiefy. All right? Yeah, good, because he'd scalp me if he knew what I had in mind. Now, you meet me where the river meets the meadow. Just beyond the waterfall. Then, Princess, you and I are going to have ourselves a dance. Yeah, Chief, that's what I call a horse.
Young way round, here we go, walk on, be on your toes. All the way back, swing that gal, everybody swing. Now combination, those tails and walking, what you do. Now ladies consider, come a little bit, right in the and ladies go right, gentlemen go left.
Howling snakes and ringtail screamers. That's what I call a real hunk of woman.
Hey, come on, Joe Brown at the party.
Innkeeper, bring me one of those. Never mind.
Young fella, I come from Virginia, which, as you can no doubt hear, is a pretty well-known fact hereabouts.
You drunken colt! You don't even know where Virginia is!
The Old Dominion, sir, the fairest of all the 35 states. Land where I was born, sir. Born and bred.
And been soaking up to your teeth in corn liquor ever since.
I know you're from Virginia.
The Old Dominion, sir, the fairest
You
place
wouldn't say that, friend. You ever seen the sunset on Lake Tomahawker? Oh, that's the prettiest lake. Where'd you get the girl, son?
The girl?
Hey, she's a real looker.
Oh, Princess Sarah. Gentlemen. Gentlemen and ladies. I'd like to present to you the Princess Saratucci, Princess Sarah for short, daughter of Chief Winnemucca, of our friendly neighbors, the Paiutes.
Sir? Do I understand you to mean you were reckless enough to take this Paiute gal away from her kinfolk and bring her here?
Excuse me, I just remembered I ordered a drink. Paiute's a silly young fool. Innkeeper, give me a... No, never mind.
Remember what Paul said about him stirring up them Paiutes?
Little brother, what you mean about stirring up the Paiutes, and what I mean about stirring up the Paiutes, is two entirely different stirring ups. Princess, may I have the next dance? Pardon me, ma'am.
Well, everybody, grab your partner. We're going to do the Virginia Reel.
Now forward again, left double swing, all the way back, place again. Forward in the bed, Brand. Chicken up dough. And a do-she-do.
See what I mean, little dough? Fat one is a skunk.
Hey, Comstock's right. See the look here, boy. Of course, I prepare them while doing the tuna and broader in the beef.
Comstock, you like a dance?
Dance? Yeah. Oh, dance, yes. I'll tell you, Hoss, I hurt my leg in the war at Lake Montego.
Well, how about one with me?
Yeah, oh, well, that's different. Excuse me.
Yeah, let it go, horse. Chicken and the bread pan, taking out
Son, I'll trade you Jenny here and throw in 5 ounces of gold dust. Anytime you want to switch partners.
Princess, you sure are beautiful. No, you really are. I don't know if this has ever happened to you before, man, but you're so darn pretty.
You take Salatucci away.
Well, I didn't exactly take her away, Chief. I just asked her to go to a dance with me.
What you do? You call this dance?
I guess I did get a little carried away, Chief, but she's a mighty pretty girl.
She Paiute girl. She marry him. Lean knife.
Ah, congratulations, friend. Haven't been to a wedding for a long time. You know, I had an uncle once, Uncle Jonah. Not the one that got himself swallowed by the whale. No, sir, he's a different fellow entirely. He's my mother's brother. One that never did a day's lick of work in his life. Did manage to get himself married, though. 7 different times.
Mr. Comstock.
Yeah?
I think you've done enough talking for one night.
Well, I ain't had a chance to kiss the bride yet.
My sons seek no trouble with the Paiutes, Chief Winnemucca. That one is young, foolish. He will be punished if he's done anything wrong. But he will be punished by me, not by anyone else.
He is your son.
Yes, Chief. And she is your daughter. Take her home.
You know, the thing I like about you younger brothers, you don't care how big a mess you get yourself into as long as someone else gets you out of it.
Yeah, well, you know something, older brother? I just knew you'd be here in time.
Just in time to march you back home. Now get.
Now, wait a minute, Paul. We can't go yet. Adam here ain't even had a dance. Now, where'd that old big fat gal go to?
Why, you horse-faced, spindle-legged old sidewinder, I said I was the one buying the lady a drink.
Next time I want a bath, friend, I'll arrange to have you talk at me. Innkeeper, pour this young lady a shot.
Don't you touch that, ma'am. That's stuff will poison you. Bartender, pour the little lady a drink of your best whiskey, the kind that we drink down in Virginia.
My dear young lady, I've traveled the 4 corners of the earth, sailed the 7 seas. I'm here to tell you the swill they drink in Virginia will rot a skunk's gut.
Now, that's what I like about you. You sure drink whiskey like a lady. Hey, Adam, I know she's a little bit on the heavy side, but every bit of her sure can dance. Fiddler, this is Saturday night. Let's have a little music.
That's a whole legend. A ledge 50 foot wide, a solid ledge of gold.
Where's the Bonanza?
Where, Pike? Where?
Pike, we're your friends and we tell you where it is.
Up 6 Mile Canyon, head of the mountain, you dang fool. Where you think? I'm rich, you know what that means, boys? I'm rich.
Listen to me, man. Listen to me. Thank you.
Well, hurry up. What's on your mind?
Just this. I hate to break your hearts, but all that gold out there, all that big strike, that's all on my land. Every bit of it's on my land.
Your land?
Yeah.
When did you stake a claim to it?
This afternoon, friend. Ask my partner there, Mr. Pike. We're gonna call it the Comstock Lode.
Is that true, Pike? You sell this old horse thief part of your claim?
Now, wait a minute. Show you what kind of a guy Henry T.P. Comstock is. I'm gonna cut each and every one of you in on a fabulous Comstock load for $100 a piece American. Cash on the barrelhead. It's all right, friend, it's all right.
But it's gold. I really found gold.
Your friend, we'll talk about it later.
It's gold, can't you see? It's gold.
Pike, this is gold. It's really gold.
It's the richest I've ever seen in here. I just given it away.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
Anybody want his money back? I'll give anyone double the money. Just say the word.
You want it all for yourself, you old money grabber.
Now we want to be rich too. Now you hear? Now you get out of the way.
Follow me, man. I'll show you where the richest part is.
Don't forget the best friend and partner you ever had.
Yeah.
Let me Pike wait for you.
Yeah, I'll wait for all the Jimmy.
Just so it won't be a total loss, I hereby baptize this place Virginia!
That's not the way to do it, boys.
Oh, shut up, you old
No, this is going to be a great place someday. Fortunes will be made here. We'll make fortunes so great we're going to need help counting our money. So it ought to have a fitting name. Shouldn't just call it Virginia. We ought to call it, Virginia City.
Hey, look who just showed up.
Did you hear him? They found gold.
Yeah, I hear him.
Those are guys after Mr. Comstock.
They're not even thinking of Henry Comstock now. They're thinking of only one thing: gold. Now, there it is, boys. What gold will do to men.
You don't even feel like going with him.
So do I, Little Joe. It's funny what gold will do to a man, ain't it?
I saw what it did to John Sutter's dream in the Valley of Sacramento. Let's go. Well, there you have it. The story of Henry T.P. Comstock.
He sure fooled everybody here, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. But I guess most of all, he fooled himself. That claim he jumped. You know, they've taken millions of dollars worth of pure silver out of there. And would you believe it? Old Henry sold that claim for, what, $11,000.
Hearing that, I don't feel so bad about that worthless piece of paper there.
Worthless? Well, I wouldn't say it's exactly worthless. So you paid $25 hard money for it. What do you say, boys? Don't you think it'd be worth $25 to have a memento of our dear departed friend?
You know, I bet that old crow bait's still jumping claims.
Here you are, old-timer. $25 and a little more.
Well, thank you kindly.
Let's go, boys.
Take it easy, old-timer.
Yeah.
We'll see you, old-timer.
Yeah.
Fix him a rope, boss.
Right.
What are you? Oh, you're not going to hang me.
Just a little bit,
oh.
man.
Why? What have I done?
Well, you completely ignored a no trespassing sign, mister. This is the Ponderosa.
You think he was spotting cattle for rustlers at him?
No, that's not true. Look, my name is Durwood Watkins. I am the agent for Miss Ada Isaacs Menken's company of players. We open tonight in Virginia City. Tickets. Oh, tickets. Look. Here, tickets. The best in the house. Please be my guest.
Ain't it funny how a man will lie right up till the time you stretch his neck?
No.
I don't know, Hoss. You think that limb's strong enough to hold him?
Yeah, I think so. He looks to me like he's most nigh all blubber anyhow.
Yeah, I think it'll do all right, as long as you don't flop around too much.
This is barbaric. I demand a trial. Hey! Come back!
That's enough, fellas. Well, I bet he remembers the next time he sees a no trespass sign.
Hey, look at this.
Hey!
Hey, Hoss, you get rid of that thing before Pa sees it.
Ain't that something?
Now, you heard what I said, Hoss. What are you doing?
Oh, nothing. I'm just getting this rope, Adam. It's an awful good rope.
All right, boys, let's go. We got work waiting.
What took you so long?
Adam's door was open.
Yeah, you didn't have to take half the night. Come on.
You're lucky. You live all the way down to the other end of the house. Sometimes Adam can be worse than Paul.
Hey, Paul didn't see you, did he?
No, he ain't even home yet. Here, help me into this dang blasted thing.
All right. How come you ain't got no button on this shirt?
Well, I just ain't got one, that's all. Little Joe, if Paul catches us at a show like this, he'll skin us alive. You don't reckon anybody will recognize us, do you?
Well, I got your brand new suit on, don't you?
Yeah.
Hey, you got your hair slicked down real nice.
Yeah.
Got your boots polished?
Yep.
Who's gonna recognize you?
Yeah. Hey.
Anybody else here want to bet my friend can't bend his horseshoe?
Let me try.
You try, buddy. Go on. Who else wants to try? Go ahead, friend. Yeah. Hey, how about a little wager, huh? I've got it. Fine, you try, buddy. Want to try? Go ahead. How about you, friend? Want to give it a try? Okay. Come on, Sledge. There, show him how it's done. Come on.
You just stay right there, honey.
I told you could do it. Come on, Sledge. How about that, friend, huh?
Do you know who I am?
No, sir, don't think that I do.
I'm John C. Regan. That's right, former heavyweight champion of the world.
Have a drink on the house and be on your way, Regan.
I tell you what, I'll lick the best man in the house for all the liquor I can drink. Well?
Outside, Regan.
You wouldn't shoot an unarmed man.
John C. Regan, is it? Former champion. Well, you never was champion, Regan. Your manager had to stop the fight to keep you from getting killed.
What are you talking about? Nobody ever stopped one of my fights.
Well, you've been flattened by every tramp pug in the business. And I'd lick you myself if I was still in one piece.
You do your fighting with your mouth, mister. You got a friend that can do it with his fists?
I'm buying Mr. Regan all he can drink. Just as soon as my partner here gets finished with him. Sledge, this fellow says you're a dumb mud walloper. You ain't got no more sense than a suck-egg mule.
Now, is that right?
He says you're too stupid to even know how to fight.
Now, is that right? Honey, I'll be right back. Get back, girls.
Why don't you sit down, Sledge? Leave him alone.
Why don't you take a little water?
Sledge don't know no rules, Regan. Get him, Sledge.
Give it to him.
Hey, sound like a good ruckus in here.
Hey, listen, you want to go to the show or do you want to fight?
Well, I hate to miss a good fight, but I hate to miss that show, too.
Well, then come on.
Stop it! Stop it, Regan! Sledge! Sledge, are you all right? You didn't have to go that far, Regan.
Sledge, you all right? Somebody get a doctor, quick!
I bet this is gonna be good. You sure you got them tickets?
Sure, I got them right here, don't worry.
Adam.
Yeah, what are you doing here, Adam?
I'm waiting for you two.
Adam, we can explain everything.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have a lot of explaining to do if the best seats are gone. Come on, let's go inside.
Yeah, well, let's go.
Anything new tonight?
Olenska, dear Olenska.
Ha! Who goes there? All is silent. All is silent!
You don't see her.
Olenska, dear Olenska, ere yet the envious daylight robs my soul of the sweet privilege of drinking from thine eyes deep draughts of the bright liquid fire, which as from the twin stars of love stream through my enraptured heart. Appear, dear life. Appear, dear life. Appear.
Casimir, thou here. Oh, hence, wert thou discovered, think for how fearfully my father's wrath would fall on the clandestine suitor to his child.
What can Casimir dread, ennobled and emboldened by thy love? 1,000 tyrant fathers I would brave from all their wrath, my loved Olenska, save or earn an early but an honored grave.
You tell him, Casimir. You bring on her old man.
But see, the dawn advances. The moon is sunk beyond the hoary hill. The glimmering lights are one by one extinguished. And the hum of busy menials speaks approaching day. Away, my love, away!
She don't look nothing like this girl here on the poster.
Yeah, well, let's see, this is kind of mixed up. See, the girl that's on this poster is playing a man in the show.
How come she wants to do that?
I don't know. It's just the way they do it.
Is my will obeyed and the wild horse secured?
All is as my lord commanded.
Good. Bring forth the miscreant.
I knew it. I knew he was going to catch up with him. What, her? What?
Oh,
yeah.
Shut up.
Oh, my father, pardon for him.
Unworthy girl, all of the powers of this earth were ineffectual to assuage my vengeance. Bring forth the untamed steed.
Hey, what are they going to do to her, little Joe? What are they going to do?
I don't know.
Now bind the traitor to him, and let scorching sun, wintry blasts, devouring hunger, and parching thirst rend the traitor.
Dearest Father, thy mercy save him.
Plead not for me, dear Olenska. Perish as I might, it is sufficient glory that I die for thee.
Now bind the traitor to him.
Hey, he sure was a girl, wasn't he?
He sure is.
Launch the traitor forth, and at the sorry mistake, strike terror throughout Poland.
there, Johnny.
Coming right up.
Boy, I sure thought she was a goner when they put her on that horse. So.
I could have told you not to worry. They never kill off the hero.
Well, I'll tell you this. It'd be a big mistake to kill off anything like that, I guess.
I'm with you, boss.
Hey, little Joe. Listen. Was she or wasn't she?
Was she or wasn't she what?
You know.
No, I don't know. Ask Adam.
Adam, was she or wasn't she?
Was she or wasn't she what?
Naked.
Well, now, you got eyes. You saw her.
Yeah, but exactly what did we see, really?
She was wearing tights. Besides, what difference does it make?
What difference does it make?
Ladies and gentlemen, the highlight of the evening. One of you lucky gentlemen will take home the garter worn by Miss Ada Isaacs Menken.
Here you are, boys. And may the best man win.
Come on, over here. Come on, over here. Come here.
Now, what's the matter, Ada?
Nothing, Ben. Just get me out of here.
Well, I'm sorry, boys. There'll be other times. Now, how about a beer, please?
Coming right up.
I hope the next time you...
Right away. What happened down there, Ada?
Nothing, Ben. Ben, don't look so severe. Suddenly I felt tired, that's all.
You're sure?
Positive.
You don't mind if an old friend worries about you a little?
Please don't ever stop. Ben, pheasant, lobster. My favorite champagne. You remembered.
I had it shipped in from a Boston importer when I heard you were coming. It isn't often that I have a chance to entertain such a beautiful lady.
You're lonely, Ben.
Oh, I have the Ponderosa. And my boys. They keep me pretty well occupied. And every once in a while, a dear friend passes through. To the incomparable Ada Menken. More beautiful than I ever remembered. Happiness. All right. Out with it. What's wrong? It has something to do with Regan, doesn't it? I'm a good listener, Ada.
Ben, you know most of the story. Well, when Regan returned from England, he was broke and finished as a fighter. Even his manager deserted him. Somehow he found me in St. Louis. I gave him money, all I had and what I could borrow. He promised he'd never bother me again.
You saw him tonight in the saloon, didn't you?
Yes.
He's worthless, Ada. He's never drawn a sober breath.
Please, Ben.
I'm sorry, Ada, but when I think of the way the man has treated you, the way he's beaten you...
I don't want to talk about it. What are you going to do?
See Mr. Regan out of town. Make sure he never bothers you again.
No, Ben. Don't interfere. I can handle him.
Can you?
Please, keep out of this, Ben.
I won't make any promises, Ada. I'm sorry. We'll celebrate our reunion some other time. Good night.
Ben, I'm sorry. I know how you must have looked forward to this evening. Forgive me.
There's nothing to forgive. Good night.
Good night, Ben. How did you get in here?
That rube that just left, could he make you feel like that?
Get out of here before I call the manager.
Now, that'd only lead to trouble. You don't want any more trouble, do you, Ada? Who is he?
Ben Cartwright, an old friend. It won't work again, John. Ben's an old friend, nothing more.
Well, seeing you two at the door, I got a different impression.
If you have any idea of blackmailing Ben or getting any more money out of me, forget it. Ben'd kill you first. And I'm broke, John. That's why I revived the Mazeppa.
Well, I understand you're on top, Ada. Or you should never have retired from the stage and denied your public. Oh, I saw the way those miners were looking at you tonight.
You filth.
Now, you look here, Ada. I won't be bought off this time. You're never going to get rid of me again.
Get out of here.
Well, when you change your mind, I won't be far away.
Brought your horse over from the livery stable, just like you asked, Mr. Cartwright.
Oh, thank you, Billy. They'll take him back to the stable, bed him down for the night. I've decided to stay on in Virginia City.
Watch it, Adam. Adam? I've been thinking about Pa and that woman.
What about Pa and that woman?
I don't like it none. Pa ain't got no experience with them actresses. Leastwise, none he ever talked about.
Well, I guess he can handle it. I thought I told you to bring Pa along.
Pa didn't come home last night. Just now, Hop Singh sent his clothes into town.
What for?
He's moved into the International House.
Where that woman staying?
Yeah, and that ain't all. Last night they had champagne in her rooms. And tonight Hop Singh says Pa's having her over the house for supper.
What'd I tell you, Adam?
What do you make of it, Adam?
Well, she sure works fast. Guess we better have a little talk with our Pa.
Oh, it's a man-sized spread, the Ponderosa. Over 1,000 square miles of the finest timber and grazing land west of Salt Lake. At last count, we had more than 10,000 head of cattle grazing in the lowlands.
It's an empire, Ben. And to think it all belongs to you.
And the boys.
They're very fine boys. You should be very proud.
Oh, they'll do.
I envy you, Cartwrights. It must be wonderful living so close to the land.
Well, we have our problems.
Protecting what's ours from outsiders.
You do that very well, I imagine.
Yes, ma'am.
It was a delicious supper, Hop Singh. Really superb.
Oh, you lady got sense. Hop Sing all time, break back, cook, fancy grub, nobody appreciate. You come supper all the time.
Well, that makes it official, Ada. You're part of the family now. Oh, I better get you to the theater. Hop Singh, bring the carriage around to the front, please.
No eat dessert, Hop Sing fix special.
Well, Miss Mencken has a performance to give tonight. Now, come on, get the carriage around.
Rush, all the time, rush around, lickety split.
He's delightful.
He needs a woman's discipline. We all do, eh, boys?
Good night, Adam. Little Joe, Horse. We'll be seeing each other again soon, I hope.
Goodbye, Miss Mencken.
Hey, Paul.
Yes?
Oh, Paul, we want to talk to you, Paul, private like.
Can't it keep?
No, Pop.
I'll wait for you in the carriage, Ben.
Well, what is it? Well, out with it.
Paul, promise you ain't gonna get mad now.
Well, what's on your mind? Speak up.
Well, it's about what's been happening to you, Paul.
Yeah, Paul, we know you're still a young man, and, well, you must get lonely sometimes, and, well, I know you get sick and tired of having us around, but, well, we...
You know what your brothers are trying to say, Hoss?
Now, Paul, you promise not to get mad.
Speak out plain.
Well, Paul, she's an actress.
I see. So that's what's been troubling you three all evening. You don't think Miss Mencken is good enough for your father? Well, let me tell you something. Ada Mencken is all the woman that a man could want. And I'm very proud to be seen in her company.
Yeah, but Pa, she's...
Now, don't say it, Adam. Now, don't you boys think that I'm old enough to take care of myself?
Paul, we was just doing it for your own good.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. And now, with your permission, I'll accompany Miss Mencken back to town.
Miss Ada, I told him not to go in, but he went right in anyway.
Find Ben Cartwright. Tell him not to wait, that you'll escort me back to the hotel.
But, Miss Ada,
Never mind, just find him and tell him.
Yes, ma'am.
Adam, I didn't know you were coming to tonight's performance.
I didn't come to see the performance. I think you know why I'm here.
Yes, I think I do. Don't you think your father is a wise enough man to take care of himself?
Look, Ada, you have your way of life. We have ours.
Do you also speak for your brothers?
In this case, yes.
Tell me, Adam, when did you first decide I was a bad woman? When you saw me with your father, or when you saw me on the stage? What are you afraid of, Adam?
What makes you think I'm afraid?
You came here to say something to me. Why don't you say it?
I don't think words are necessary. You know what I mean. Well, now at least we understand each other.
Adam, what happened?
What'd she say?
None of your business.
Hey, what's eating him?
Well, I guess older brother didn't make out so well.
What are we gonna do, little Joe? We gotta help Paul.
Yeah, well, you know, it takes a red-blooded man to persuade a woman.
Yeah, but where are we gonna get one? Hey, where you going?
To get a shave and some clean clothes. This is no way to meet a lady. See you, Hoss.
Who is it?
Room service.
Well, you must be mistaken. I didn't order anything.
Compliments of Mr. Cartwright.
How sweet of Mr. Cartwright. To a lovely lady clothed in the light of her own beauty. Joe Cartwright. Joe Cartwright?
At your service, Miss Mencken.
Little Joe.
Just Joe, ma'am.
You Cartwrights have a flair for the unexpected.
I think when you get to know this Cartwright a little bit better, ma'am, you won't be surprised at anything.
Oh.
Anna, you take my brother Adam. Now, he's a dependable one. He's a worrier. And then there's Hoss. My Hoss is just plain Hoss.
And what about your father?
Pa? Pa never changes. He's the same year in and year out.
You've got everyone pretty much figured out, haven't you?
I guess Pa's had his day, but of course that was when he was much younger.
And now you think he should be retired into the background. Is that it?
We don't have to talk about him, do we?
No, we don't. Why don't you pour the champagne?
Yes, ma'am.
You're a very handsome man, Joe.
Oh, I don't know.
Do you have many girls?
Yeah, quite a few.
Are they wild about you?
Yeah, some of them are.
They're fools, letting you out of their sight.
Here, let me fill your glass.
Well, there's plenty of time. We've got the whole evening ahead of us.
Hey, how would you like me to get you something to eat?
At a time like this. You're wonderful, Joe. You make a woman feel at ease. Yet wanted. I'm glad you came.
Hey, boy, you know, it's getting hot in here now.
It's perfect.
Miss Megan.
Ada.
Ada, look, I don't want you to get the wrong idea about why I came here.
I haven't got the wrong idea. I know exactly why you're here. And I won't disappoint you. You get everything you deserve.
Hey, what was that for?
Teach you a lesson you obviously needed.
And Miss Macon, I can explain.
I ought to have you horsewhipped, coming in here with the ideas you had.
Listen, I only did it for Pa, to show him what kind of...
What kind of a woman I am?
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Let me tell you, little Joe. Your father moved into this hotel to protect me from someone out of my past. And for no other reason.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't know that. This is something between my pa and you, and I'm sorry I made a fool out of myself.
You Cartwrights are quite a family.
Is that Pa?
He usually checks to see if I'm all right. You better go. Through here.
Hey, what about the champagne, the flowers?
Well, don't worry. I won't tell him you were here.
No, I wasn't thinking about myself.
You're sweet. Hurry. Just a minute, Ben.
All right, where is he? Well, where'd the Cartwright kid go? I know he's here.
You're drunk.
Well, you always did know, didn't you, Ada?
Look at yourself, brawling in saloons and in back alleys.
All right, don't change the subject. Where did the kid go?
He isn't here. Why do you do it, John? Why do you act this way? You could still be champion of the world if you wanted to be.
Oh, that's all in the past, so forget it.
I can't forget it. I remember what you were like, how things used to be between us. Now I have to listen to them say you're all washed up.
Oh, I can still handle myself. You ought to see the respect in their faces when I finish beating up one of these rubes.
You're still the big man, aren't you?
Well, I'm all the man you'll ever have. Now, where did the kid go?
John, I don't have much left. A few jewels. I'll give them to you if you promise you'll leave town without causing any trouble. Take them.
You know, I was never able to court you with champagne, Ada. But then I didn't have 3 sons to do my lovemaking for me either.
Get out of here.
Must make you feel like a queen, Ada. Ben Cartwright proposed to you yet?
He hasn't any intentions of marrying me.
That's not quite true, Ada. Make a move, Regan, so I can kill you.
Well, I'm not armed, Cartwright.
Don't interfere, Ben.
I'm asking you to be my wife, Ada. That gives me every right to interfere. Now, Regan, you be on that morning stage to Salt Lake. Or get yourself a gun. Now, get out.
I will settle this, Cartwright. My way. Well, you won't shoot an unarmed man.
I'll give you the same chance you gave that miner.
It was a fair fight. Ask his partner. Ask anybody in the bar.
Get out. Move.
I hope you know what you're doing, Cartwright.
Little Joe, how'd you make it?
Now, don't say anything else about Ada Menken.
Little Joe, I ain't even opened my mouth.
Yeah, well, just don't. Go on, finish your beer. I'll see you outside.
Cartwright?
Yeah, that's right.
My name is Regan. John C. Regan. Remember that when your pa asks.
Sure.
You're one of those Cartwrights, aren't you?
Yes, sir. Most people just call me Hoss. I don't think I've had the pleasure.
I drink for the house on John C. Regan.
Yes, sir. Over here. Cerveza.
Well, I've known you a long time, Ada. You know, I've thought of you often. Read about you. Wondered what had happened to you. And seeing you here.
Ben, you're a lonely man. Maybe you're mistaking loneliness for love.
What about you? Now, how long will you be content to go on running away from yourself, from Regan?
What do you think your sons would say if you married the notorious Ada Menken?
My sons? What do my sons have to do with it?
You're a very close family, Ben. I wouldn't want to change that.
Well, my boys need a woman around the house as much as I do.
Boys? They're not boys, Ben. They're grown men. Maybe little Joe or Hoss would accept me, but Adam...
Well, Adam is hard-headed, but he's my son.
Yes, I know.
What do you mean?
He came to visit me backstage. He's very much your son.
Adam. You're a very desirable woman, Ada.
Thank you, Ben. You're a wonderful man. But I'd rather settle for half a life than come between you and your sons.
Half a life. That's all you've ever had.
Maybe that's all I understand. Maybe it's best I'm leaving tonight for San Francisco.
I wish I'd been able to ask you before those little boys became men.
be checking out shortly. Would you prepare my bill, please?
Yes, sir, Mr. Cartwright.
Paul, somebody might in here beat little Joe to death.
Lay him down to the settee.
How is he?
That gash over his optic nerve.
Your brother may be blinded at him.
Anybody know who did it?
Little Joe couldn't say.
He's coming too.
Easy, son. Now don't try to move. Can you see me?
Pa?
Don't try to talk. Everything's gonna be all right. If you can see me, blink your eyes.
Pa?
Easy, son. If you can see me, blink your eyes 2 times. That's good, son. That's good. Everything's gonna be all right. Your paw's right here.
Pa?
And you just rest easy.
Pa, ask him who did it.
I know who did it.
The greatest heavyweight that ever toed the mark. That's my friend John C. Riggin. Fought all comers, and he licked them all. Never knocked out in 37 fights. He still would be champion if he hadn't been robbed. Dirty, thieving, crooked referee.
Give me a gun, Adam. Do as I say. Reach for it, Regan. Reach for it.
With this busted up hand, well, I couldn't find a trigger, Cartwright. Now, if you want to settle for what I did to your boy, you're gonna have to shoot me. Or do it with your fists.
Paul, let me do it.
Keep out of this, Hoss.
Paul, you gotta let me do it. Little Joe and me, Paul, you just gotta let me do it.
You just stand aside, Hoss.
I know gouging or fighting, man, and no kicking at a fellow when he's down.
Hoss.
I ain't whipped yet, Paul.
Don't try to fight him, wrestle him.
Get up! Stop it! Stop it! Don't hit him again.
I'm sorry, Ada. Help me, Ada. Help me.
It's all right, John. It's all right, John.
I'm all right, Paul.
I just don't understand. How can she?
She's a woman in love.
A man like that?
It's hard to figure, isn't it? She could have any man she wants. As I think you found out.
Beats me. A woman as beautiful as that in love without.
There are many kinds of love, Hoss. As many kinds as there are women. Now, let's go see little Joe.
I don't understand. Just one tree? One tree's all it'll take. Find old Luther Bishop and Ben Cartwright. By sundown, there'll be more thunder on this mountain than you've ever seen. We better go.
Hold up!
Somebody's cutting timber up on the strip.
All right, come on out of there. Now look, I'm gonna count to 3. You don't come out, I'm gonna start shooting. 1, 2.
Don't shoot. Please. I didn't do anything wrong.
Hey, you were trespassing.
Trespassing? You must be a Cartwright.
Yes, ma'am.
I thought so. One of those high and mighty Cartwrights who thinks he owns all the land in Nevada.
Oh, we don't own all the land, ma'am. Just a good piece of it. Including that piece you're standing on right now.
This land belongs to my pa.
You mean Luther Bishop?
That's right.
Hey, you must be Amy. Hey, you've grown up some.
Now, if you don't mind getting on out of here, I'd like to put my dress on.
If that's worrying you, ma'am, I won't look.
It was just a little old frog.
You better put your dress on.
All right. You can turn around.
Here, let me help you. I'm sorry if I scared you before. I really didn't mean to. There you are.
I guess I'd better be going.
Yeah, me too. I have a lot of calves I'm supposed to bring in before dark. I was going to wonder what happened to me. You come here very often?
Most every day.
About this time? I'll see you then.
Are you the one they call Little Joe?
Yeah, I'm the one.
What kept you? I was worried you followed that fellow onto the concho.
I lost him down at the creek. Who do you think they were, Pa?
Oh, I don't know. Bishop's men, probably. Now, you know what would happen if Luther Bishop found a Cartwright riding around on the concho.
Yeah, Pa, I know.
Well, bear it in mind, boy. Adam, catch up with Trump. Tell him I want to see him at the house. All right, let's go. Now, from now on, I want men posted 24 hours a day. Trump, I want to know. The moment any man sets foot on that Truckee Strip, I want to know.
I get you, Mr. Cartwright.
I just don't understand. Well, if Luther Bishop wants to start fighting for that stupid piece of land all over again, I used to think he was a pretty good judge of character. That court order ruled it was our land. Now, I'd have staked my life that Luther Bishop would at least respect the law.
For one tree. You're going to start fighting all over again for one tree.
This has nothing to do with a tree. If you stand by and you watch a man take something that isn't his, now whether it belongs to you or anybody, and you do nothing to stop him, well, pretty soon that man will be taking something else and something else and something else. Trump, you get those men together and keep an eye open.
I won't let you down, Mr. Cartwright.
I know you won't.
Oh, I just don't understand. Pa, is it worth it? Is the land really worth all this fighting? You think it's worth it to Trump to carry that scar for the rest of his life?
A man works for wages on a place, he's obliged to defend it. It's part of his job.
That's right. He took his chances just like the rest of us. Only thing is, he got a bullet. Could have been any one of us.
That's not what I mean.
Just what do you mean, little Joe?
I guess I don't even know myself, Pa.
Supper will be ready pretty soon, boy.
I'm not hungry, Pa.
It was just one tree, Mr. Bishop. Starting a fight over one miserable tree?
It's my land, court order or not, and I'll never give it up.
You got just as much right to that timber as the Cartwrights have. And you sure could use the money. Winter coming on, feed to buy.
What you got in mind, Jessup?
Well, if I was you, Luther, I'd take Jason Carter up on that offer of his to buy that timber.
There are other ways to get money without dealing with a man like Jason Carter.
Who cares what kind of a man he is, as long as his money's good?
You'd like to see blood run again on the Truckee Strip, wouldn't you?
No.
You can't forget your brother was killed fighting over it.
He was killed fighting for you, Mr. Bishop.
I haven't forgotten that.
Well, I hope you never do.
Amy.
Yes, Pa?
It's past midnight. You ought to be asleep.
I couldn't sleep, Pa.
A new one?
Came all the way from New York.
Amy, isn't there anything you like to do? Besides reading, I mean?
There isn't much else to do around here, Pa.
You're beautiful, Amy. Like your ma was. You came to us late in life. Your ma didn't have a chance to enjoy you. Or the Concho. And she knew I was building it for her. Now that she's gone, it's for you, Amy.
Is the Truckee Strip really our land?
Why do you ask that?
I was just wondering.
Yes, it's our land. Just because a tired judge awarded to the Ponderosa doesn't change it.
Why has there been so much fighting over one little piece of land?
Well, maybe it's the timber. More likely, it's the principle. But I'll keep on fighting Ben Cartwright for it until the day I die. Jessup tells me that he saw you coming back from the creek today.
I don't like him much, Pa. The way he keeps following me all over.
He's a good foreman. I told him to keep an eye on you.
Don't worry so much about me, Pa.
Well, I'm going to Virginia City in the morning. Anything special I can get for you?
I don't think so, Pa.
Sleep well, child. Good night.
Good night.
Wilson, get over to the bank. Tell them I don't want Luther Bishop borrowing any more money. And hurry it up.
Hey, you didn't see a little white-faced bull calf come running through here, did you? Oh. Maybe he got hungry and went on home, saved me all that trouble. So, again, maybe he didn't. I better go up a little further and make sure.
Do you have to go?
No, at least not for a while.
He's a pretty horse.
He doesn't take just anybody. Neither do I.
Why did you come here? Pa wouldn't like my seeing you.
Oh, we don't have to inherit the hates of our families.
Can't escape it.
Sure we can. If we try hard enough.
I don't know. There's been so much hate for so many years.
Maybe last night, for the first time, I questioned my pa about all this fighting over a piece of land. I did it because I met a little girl with bare feet and the biggest eyes I ever saw.
I thought about yesterday, too.
About me? I'm glad. I'd hate to think I was the only one that felt that way.
Come in. Well, Luther, come in. Sit down.
I haven't got much time, Carter.
That's all right. Would you care to have some brandy with me?
No, thank you. What'd you want to see me about, Carter?
You considered my offer?
Yes, I considered it. The answer's still the same. No.
I take it you don't need the money.
You know very well I need the money. That's why I told the bank to refuse my loan.
Oh, Luther, how could you think such a thing?
Just by taking one good long look at you.
Now, you're a fool, Luther Bishop. I've offered to make you a rich man. All I get for it is insults.
If you strip the land of trees, of beauty, of valuable watershed, all you got left is barren ground.
Now, I'm interested in timber and not philosophy, Bishop. I'll keep the offer open.
Don't bother. I won't be taking you up on it.
Sometimes the need for money can make a man change his mind. I thought that little tree-cutting stunt of yours was supposed to win Luther Bishop over to our side.
Well, I thought it would.
I'm tired of playing games, Jessup. I need 6 million board feet of lumber, and I need it right now.
Well, maybe I just didn't make my play strong enough. You give me a couple of boys that can keep their mouths shut. I'll get that timber for you, if I know Luther Bishop.
Hired guns are a dime a dozen in this town. You get your own.
You don't seem to want to help very much for a man that needs timber as bad as you.
I don't want to be any part of your schemes, Jessup. All I'm interested in is getting that timber, and I'm willing to pay you a good bonus for doing it. How you go about it doesn't interest me in the least. I just don't want to get involved.
You already are involved, Mr. Carter. Grab any three of them. Be quiet. Cartwright's hear us, he'll be on us like a pack of hounds.
Well, Joe, you keep on missing supper like that, and you're going to get plumb puny.
You mean like you?
I am getting kind of skinny.
Boss, you got something you want to say?
Yeah, little Joe, I've been thinking. Something's been bothering you the last couple of days. Can't I help?
No, thanks, Horace. I don't think so.
It's been worrying Paul, too.
Has it?
Sometimes it helps to talk things out, little Joe.
Sometimes.
Well, I always found Paul downright helpful when I went to him with something.
No, you never went to him with anything like this.
Well, you think it over real careful. Sometimes when everything's said and done, it hurts a whole lot worse to keep it all pent up inside.
Boss? Everything will be all right.
Come on, let's go. Come on, you ready?
What you coming for? We ain't got no money.
We ain't after no money. We're just out joyriding. Your friend got a little nervous. Made a play for his gun.
Why, you... Oh.
That's just so you don't get no ideas of your own when we ride out of here.
Did you recognize any of the men?
No, sir. They wore handkerchiefs over their faces. But I did recognize a brand on a horse one of them was riding. It's no mistake in the Ponderosa brand, sir.
Ponderosa. Are you sure you were on Concho land when it happened?
Oh, yes, sir. By a long ways, Mr. Bishop.
You just heard what happened. We get some of the boys together?
I'm afraid it's too late for that. They'll be up in the hills by now. Go get yourself fixed up.
Are you just going to sit still and let the Cartwrights get away with this?
No, Pete. Ben Cartwright's gone too far this time. I want you to ride to Virginia City.
Tell Jason Carter I've changed my mind. I'll accept his offer. Get his men out here the first thing in the morning. We'll cut down those trees, all right. I just hope Ben Cartwright tries to stop me.
Three horses got out of the corral last night and they're running loose out there in the pasture.
What'd you leave the gate open for?
Well, I didn't. That's the funny part about it. That gate's shut tight and it's been shut tight.
What is it, Trump?
They've set up a lumber camp down on the strip. They're sawing timber like mad.
I warned them about that.
Warn them. The only warning Bishop knows is killing.
We'd better get over there. Where's little Joe?
I don't know, Bo.
He said something about going out after strays.
Seems to me there are more strays than usual running off. I'll be right with you, Trump.
Sometimes too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed. And every fair from fair sometimes declines, by chance of nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not... Little Joe, you didn't hear a word I read.
Oh, yes, I did.
All right, what was the sonnet about?
Well, now I can't speak real fancy like Shakespeare. And I don't agree with him.
Why not?
Well, first of all, I can't compare you to a summer's day. Because you're more like a day in spring. Now, I could talk real fancy, and I could say that your eyes are like stars. And I could say that your mouth is like a rose. When I look at you, I just can't think of anything to say. Tell him.
Could never be. Cartwright and a bishop?
Oh, yes, it can. Now, look, if our folks don't let us get together, will you run away and marry me?
Do you really want to marry me, little Joe?
I want you for the rest of my life.
Where's Luther Bishop?
I don't know, Mr. Cartwright. I ain't seen him this morning.
I said, where is Luther Bishop?
Honest, Mr. Cartwright, he ain't come up yet today. He's probably still down at the house.
All right, come on. We'll settle this thing right now. What? Get out.
Boy's dead.
Trump is... He's like an animal. Trump, I can't forgive you for what you've done here. Now get on your horse. Trump killed him before we could stop him.
Nobody wanted this to happen.
I don't reckon that's gonna bring the little boy's life back, though.
I don't guess it will.
The boy's father does the laundry and cooking on the concho.
I thought you didn't want any more killing.
Now, this wasn't Pa's fault.
Wasn't it? Trump worked for us. He was all sick inside over fighting over that piece of land. All right, Pa, you go on. You start killing all over again.
Don't talk like that, little Joe.
I'm not as good at guessing anymore. What's tearing at you?
I don't think you'd even understand. You gonna do anything about this?
I'll take Trump back to Virginia City, turn him over to the sheriff.
You don't even understand what I mean, do you? None of you. All you care about is there's been a killing and somebody has to pay for that killing. Taking him back to his pa.
I can't let you, little Joe. I won't let you do it.
Taking this boy back home.
You mind what I say, Joe?
I'm going, Pa.
I just can't let you.
No, you just try and stop me.
Put your gun down, Joe.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I gotta take this boy back.
You just tell me why. That's all I ask.
I guess this killing rubs off on all of us. I'm holding a gun on my own father.
It's all right, Joe.
I just can't tell you, Pa, not now.
All right. You go ahead, do what you think you have to.
But, Pa...
Let him go.
They'll shoot him before he can explain.
I said let him go. Something's troubling him. We just daren't interfere. He'll never forgive us if we do.
We could trail him.
No, that won't do any good. Plus, we gotta stop treating him like a boy. He's asking for our trust. Something's eating away at him deep down inside. Something he'll have to figure out in his own good time.
Little Joe Cartwright. I know who it is. Just hold your fire. Coming on the concho can get you killed, boy.
I know that.
What happened to him?
I'm not gonna lie to you, Mr. Bishop. It was one of our men. But it wasn't Pa's doing. The man that did it's been taken to Virginia City and turned over to the sheriff.
Your father send you here to tell me that?
Pa's sorry about the boy.
So Ben Cartwright thinks that squares things, eh? The boy's killed and your pa says he's sorry. Well, you tell him something for me, boy. It don't square things, not with me it don't.
The man that killed him was Willard Trump. I think you remember Trump, Mr. Bishop. You should remember him. You shot him in the face. He hasn't been the same since then.
Go get Lo Chow. Tell him come get his son. I've still got a score to settle with Ben Cartwright. Red Holt, one of my fence riders, was shot down in cold blood on Concho land.
It wasn't anybody from the Ponderosa.
You're lying.
No, I'm not, Mr. Bishop. If Pa had anything to do with that, he'd own up to it, not try to hide it. You know that.
They were riding horses with a Ponderosa brand.
Why was he killed?
I don't know.
He was a good boy, my only son.
I'll help you bury him.
No. A man buries his son by himself.
Next time I won't miss Cartwright.
You can have that next time, right now.
You set foot on this land again and you're as good as dead.
Who are you to tell me that?
My brother was killed on that strip by Ponderosa men. You remember?
Yeah, I remember your brother. He was killed in a fair fight.
And Red? And China Boy? I'm going to get all you Cartwrights if I have to get you one at a time. And you, Sonny, you stay away from Amy, or I'll kill you right in front of her eyes.
Well, you go near Amy, and you're gonna have that chance to kill me.
You talk like a man. See if you can shoot like one.
Little Joe!
Jessup, haven't you got work to do? You two seem to know each other.
We do, Pa.
Get on inside.
Pa, please.
Get in the house, Amy. I ought to kill you, boy, right here and now. But I'm not going to for one reason. You had the grit to bring Soon's body back home. I'm going to give you a chance to ride out of here. But if I ever see you on Concho land again, you're going to be cut down quick. Now ride.
It's gonna be a lot more difficult to break up Amy and I than that, Mr. Bishop.
Should have been back by now.
He'll be back soon, Pa.
Little Joe can take care of himself, Paul.
Something's happened to him.
Don't talk like that, Paul.
I think I'd like to talk to him alone.
I understand, Pa. Come on, Hoss.
Paul, you know he don't mean half what he said.
Come on, Hoss.
Glad to see you're all right, boy.
I'm all right, Pa. Look, Pa,
Would it help to talk?
We never seemed to have any trouble talking before.
No. No, never had.
It's funny, you know. It seems to get harder to talk when you're not a kid anymore. It means a lot to you, doesn't it, Pa? All that land out there.
Yes, it means a lot to me. But it's not my whole life.
Are you sure?
What was it that you couldn't tell me?
Well, that day when we ran those men off the strip. I went down by the creek bed by myself to look around. And I met a girl.
Oh?
Her name is Amy. Amy Bishop. You know, it's funny, she's been around all this time, and all she ever meant to me was a name. Part of a family we were supposed to stay away from. Now I love her, Pa.
That's why you couldn't tell me.
I want to marry her. Look, I know what you're thinking, and I'm sorry I should have told you before, but I know how you feel about Luke.
Son, are we so far apart, boy? I've never held my land above my son's. Before that had happened, I'd destroy the Ponderosa.
I guess we won't have any trouble talking anymore, Pa.
Well, what does Luther Bishop think about all this?
I wish he felt about it like you do. One of his fence riders was killed. He says that the men that did it were riding horses with a Ponderosa brand. I told him it wasn't any of our men.
Well, I guess we have quite a bit to talk over with Luther Bishop.
I was wondering how long it'd take you to finally get up here, Ben.
Luther, there's something I wanted to say to you.
I thought you'd send a boy to do your talking for you.
Now, Bishop, those men that killed your fence rider, they were riding my horses all right, but those horses were stolen from the Ponderosa.
You're lying, Ben Cartwright.
Now, what reason would I have to lie to you? Haven't I always fought you out in the open?
Yes, you always have in the past. This time, I think there's some other reason behind it.
What other reason might you be referring to?
Your boy and my Amy. Now, I got nothing against your boy, Ben. But Amy's young, and I don't believe she's a...
Luther, now I let my boy make up his own mind. Why don't you do the same with your Amy?
All right. You'll see Amy don't want to leave me.
Well, shouldn't we ask her?
All right. Little Joe, suppose you go fetch her.
She up the house?
Yes.
What do you want?
I just got back from the lumber camp. Looks like the feud started all over again. Like your pa says. Looks like blood's gonna be running the strip all over again.
Why are you telling me this?
Just thought you'd like to know. Your pa ain't never gonna let you and that Cartwright boy get together.
He will. When he gets to know little Joe.
Looks like he ain't ever gonna have that chance.
What do you mean?
Oh, Amy, I waited a long time for you to grow up. I ain't gonna let some Cartwright boy come in here and take you away from me.
Don't touch.
Ain't I good enough for you, Amy?
Get away from me.
Oh, don't be afraid, honey. I don't want to hurt you. You ever been kissed by a man?
Amy? Amy!
Let me go! No! Let me go! No! Let me go! No!
Jessup!
Let me go!
You wouldn't shoot an unarmed man now, would you, Sonny?
I did everything I could for her. She wants to see you, little Joe.
Hello, Amy.
I'm gonna be all right, little Joe. The doctor said I was.
And when you're all right, we're gonna have our chance. Because the fighting's all over.
Glad, little Joe.
Pa said he'd give us that little piece of land down by the creek. You can stick your feet in that old water anytime you want to.
It's so beautiful down there, little Joe. We can have a house back by the tree.
Amy? Amy? She said it could never be. A Cartwright and a bishop.
Morning, lady. Me and my friends, we ran out of grub and water. Wonder if we could get a few supplies.
There's a town 5 miles back the way you came. Why didn't you stock up there?
But we didn't go through town, ma'am. We went around. That's right. We're on the run.
Oh, now don't scare the lady, Marks. It's like he says, ma'am, only, we ain't real bad. It's just that town got kind of sick of us, and,
What do you want?
Some grub, water, a couple of baits of grain for the horses.
You'll find grain in the barn. I'll fix some food for you. No! Don't come in the house.
Fine-looking woman, Kirk.
Don't you pay no mind to the woman. Let's just load up and get.
Why don't you and Kirk take the horses down the lake, water them? I'll be right along.
Mind that you are.
Yes, sir. A real fine-looking woman.
What'd you do? What do you think happened? She's dead. If we get caught, it means hanging. I'm riding out, and you better come along. Oh, wait a minute. We didn't do anything. No, we never done nothing. And you tell them that when they put a rope around your neck.
Hey, Adam, lend me 2 bits, will you?
What for?
I want to get me some of that sweetening.
You don't want any of that truck.
What's the matter with that truck? Hey, Paul.
Not now, Hoss.
But, Paul,
Hot now, horse.
Hey, little Joe, I left all my money in my other pants. Let me have 2 bits, will you?
Hey, what for?
Well, I want to get you some of that sweetening.
Sweetening? You're gonna get fat you start eating that stuff.
All 2 bits worth of it ain't gonna make me fat.
The heck it won't. You found your horse. You'll break him right down the middle, you load up on that kind of stuff.
I ain't gonna break my horse down. I ain't gonna found no horse. Give me 2 bits.
All right, but don't blame me if you get in trouble.
Thanks, Jack. Thank you, Jack.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah.
Give me about a dime worth of them jelly beans. Better give me about a dime worth of them Red Hots.
All in the same sack?
Yeah, just put it all in there together. Better give me about a nickel's worth of them molasses over there. Them molasses is good for your tongue.
You're gonna need one.
Little Joe, you get yourself a haircut while you're in town.
Oh, I just got one a couple months ago, Pop.
More like 3 months ago. Just get your hair cut.
Here, Button. Go ahead, take it.
What'd you do that for?
I don't want to founder my horse. Ain't you going with us?
No, he's staying in town to get himself a haircut.
Now, Pop?
Right now. Don't want any son of mine going around looking like a cheap riverboat gambler. Now, you got it cut real short, do you hear? Adam, you see to it.
Oh,
There ain't a proper barber in this town. They're all a bunch of Injuns. Well, they're gonna really scalp me.
So he scalps you.
Adam.
What's the matter?
My wife.
Benny? How'd it happen?
3 men did it. Prospector down by the creek saw him leave.
Joe, get the sheriff.
Yeah.
Boys inside are talking posse. Johnson's gone to see about burying his wife. He sent his boy to find Paiute Scroggs. Guess Paiute's about the best tracker we got around here.
Paiute Scroggs is a gusty old windbag. Who's heading the posse?
Guess I am. Don't want to, but I'm not the sheriff. The sheriff's out of town, so I guess it's up to me. Hey, Adam, why don't you and your brother come along?
No, manhunting's not our kind of work.
Well, I know that, but the Cartwrights have always been real friendly with the Johnsons. Maybe you can talk some sense into it. You don't think if they find them 3 fellas, they're going to bring them in alive, do you?
Well, now, it's your job to see that they do.
Well, I can't. Not alone. Help me, will you?
All right, get the horses.
Then you're going?
Yeah, I hate to see Flynn Johnson do something he'd be sorry for later on.
You come with us, Adam?
Yeah.
Good. Well, Paiute thinks we ought to pick up their tracks down by the creek where the prospector saw them.
Flint, you sure these are men you want?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, just because a prospector saw them near your place doesn't mean that they're the men that killed Vanny.
They're the ones. You about ready?
Soon as I wet my dry.
All right. We'll be leaving right away.
Say, what do you think will happen to them 3 fellas when we catch up with them?
Sure, man. You mean you don't know what'll happen?
Well, I'm asking, ain't I? I guess we'll kill them. Doggone. I ain't never killed nobody before.
Me neither. Well, I guess it has to be a first time. Yeah, I guess. Say, my name's Timmons. Most folks call me Buck. Charlie Buford. My friends call me Blue. Howdy, Blue. Howdy, Buck.
Looks like they're heading for the ridge up yonder.
Well, let's get after them.
Cut off here. They're heading for the drylands. I gotta shine the mosey on down to McSween's Roadhouse. We can water and bait up there.
We're not gonna waste time in that hog ranch. You're already 6 hours ahead of us and riding hard.
Listen, Mr. Johnson, I led more posses and hung more men than you can count on both hands. Let me tell you about them fellas. They're running. They know we're after them. They're pushing hard. They're wearing their horses out. They're wearing themselves out. We'll just take it easy, and we'll catch up with them in plenty of time.
Adam, what do you think?
I don't like it. The longer we keep these men on the trail, the harder it's going to be to handle them when we catch up with what we're after. If they get whiskey at McSween's, it's going to be worse.
Maybe Paiute's right. I think we'll lay over a little while at McSween's.
Seems like me and you are thinking alike. It's gonna be hard to bring them men back alive.
All right, lead out.
Hey, Leo! Got some friends with me.
Why, Paiute, you old dog. Come on in. Looks like we got company.
Come on, Lil, give me some hand.
Come on, let's go. Keep moving. We're gonna kill the horses if you keep running them like this.
Look, I'd rather kill the horses than me. Now, let's go.
Now, wait a minute, Blackie. The kid's right. We get set afoot this part of the country, we're all finished. And besides, there ain't nobody chasing us yet.
Don't fool yourself, Schuster. They're behind us, all right. I told you we should have killed that prospector.
I'm sick of killing. I'm getting pretty sick of you, too. I got a good notion to turn around and go back.
All right, go back. See what it gets you. A rope around the neck, that's what. You think those fellas are gonna take us back? Listen, I've ridden on a few posses in my time. They get all licked up. And after a while, when they catch up with whoever they're chasing, they're snake mean and ready for hanging. I know. I've been there.
He's right, kid. Come on, now, let's go! Hey,
Hey, you take the Palmer brothers. They killed a storekeeper out in the California diggings. I led that posse just like I'm leading this one. Took us 4 days just jogging along before we finally caught up with them. Time we did, everybody was so hot and saddle-galled and sick and tired of the whole business, just hung them right on the spot.
How does it feel to hang a man, Paiute?
Oh, it feels prime. You feel all dreamed out, good and lazy. You'll find out.
When we catch them 3 up ahead, huh, Paiute?
You tell them, young'un.
Hanging's too good for him. When I think of that poor Mrs. Johnson, like I always say, men ain't nothing but dirty brutes. Well, ain't they?
Yes, ma'am, I guess so.
You boys got mothers, ain't you?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Where would a man be without his mother? That's what I want to know. Where?
I don't know, ma'am.
Mothers is the Lord's sweetest gift on this earth. That's why. And mothers is women, too. Don't you forget it.
No, ma'am.
You just remember that the next time you go around beating up on women.
Why, we ain't beat up on no women yet, ma'am. Leastways, I ain't.
Well, me neither. Well, I wouldn't think of doing such a thing.
Ah, now. You are good boys, ain't you? I declare, I wouldn't mind being your mom myself.
Yes, ma'am.
Come on, Lil, let's have another drink.
Okay,
I kind of wish I hadn't come on this picnic. Wonder if Paiute was right, that the way you feel when you hang a man. I guess we're gonna find out.
What's wrong?
I don't know. I was just listening to that Lynch talk in there. I don't know what makes men act like that.
Yeah, they can get mean pretty quick sometimes. The liquor they're drinking doesn't help any.
Sometimes it's a pretty sorry thing to be a man. What do you think we stand?
I don't know. I think Flint's got a lot of poison building up in him. When we catch those three men, it won't take much to turn this into a lynching party.
Paiute Scroggs is sure working them up for hanging.
Yeah, here's to you. Hope we have another meeting.
I tell you, Pa, it ain't right going on like this. You gotta stop it, Pa, and get these men out of here.
We'll get them out when I think they're ready.
Ready for what, Pa?
Ready to take care of your Miles murderers the way they ought to be taken care of.
Jeb?
Yeah, Adam?
I think it's about time we had an understanding. You are in charge of this posse.
Why, sure I am. You know that.
I don't know any such thing.
You've been hanging back and letting Paiute Scroggs and Flint Johnson take over.
Paiute's had a lot of experience in this kind of thing.
Paiute's had a lot of experience leading lynch mobs.
Well, what do you want me to do?
I want you to take charge of the posse.
You really think they're gonna let Jeb take over?
Well, might as well let them know where we stand before we go any farther.
Now, you Cartwrights don't like the way things are being run. You can pack out.
We don't like the way things are being run, but we won't pack out.
This is a lawful posse.
Yeah, and we're going along to make sure it stays that way.
You're trying to pack a lot of weight.
We're used to packing a lot of weight.
Yeah, well, you're not the Lord Almighty. Any man can go under.
Well, you put me under, Paiute.
Now, ease off, boys. Adam, we've been friends for a long time. Don't spoil it. Don't push me too hard.
I won't push you now or any other time, Flint. But I won't back off either. Now, Jeb, I want you to take charge of the posse.
You want me to try and Flint?
Yeah, you try.
Hey, you got a long life of sin and wickedness ahead of you, Paiute, if you take care of yourself. Right now, you're being just plain foolish.
I won't fight both of you. Now.
All right, boys. Have it your way. Clanton, you take charge.
like we shook him for a spell. Won't be for long. Probably got somebody reading our sign right now.
Have a drink of water, Blackie.
Get your dirty fingers off that water bag.
I've never seen a man go through water like you. First you drink yours, now you're trying to drink mine.
Can't help it if I get thirstier than most, Blackie. It's a condition. The doctor back in Virginia City told me. Said I got a real bad condition.
Well, you can wait for water till we get to Pennell Springs.
Pennell Blackie, that's 10 miles away. I can't...
Then suck on a pebble. Think about water till we get there.
What's the matter with you? Where you going?
I just quit running, Blackie.
Are you out of your mind or something?
I was, but I ain't anymore. I must have been out of my mind to start running from something I didn't do.
What are you gonna do? Just sit here and wait for him?
Maybe. Maybe I'll ride back, meet him. Maybe they'll listen to me when I tell them I had nothing to do with killing that woman.
And maybe they'll hang you first. Be ready to listen when you're dead.
I'm tired of running.
Then you must be tired of living.
I don't kill as easy as that woman, Blackie. You going with him or you want to stay?
Blackie's right. I don't aim to try my luck with that posse.
Both of you on your horses. Ride out.
Good luck, kid.
I'm bushed.
I know how you fellas are suffering. I'm suffering along with you. I'm just as tired and dirty and saddle galled as the rest of them. Smell just as bad and maybe a little bit worse. What makes me suffer more is thinking that maybe it's all for nothing.
Don't you think we're going to catch him, Paiute?
Sure, we'll catch up with him. But what comes after it makes you sick at your stomach.
Well, what comes after, Paiute?
Oh, they turn him over to the deputy and take him right back to Virginia City for trial. And you gotta have a judge for trial. Circuit judge won't be around for 4 or 5 months. Man, won't them fellas have a time waiting for that trial. All them women coming in there bringing them pie and cake and white bread and all that stuff. All you fellas don't have but once a year, and maybe that's at Christmas. And them preachers, man, well, they shine. They'll be praying and exhorting all over the place, and them town women will come down there and they'll be singing hymns, telling them all about their maws and their sisters. About 2 days before the trial, they'll be converted. I tell you, it'll take more than a jury to convict them after a thing like that.
You mean they'll let him go?
Bless you, boy. Them murdering devils would have killed half the women in the territory and scalped them to boot. Nobody's said nothing about it, 'cause people forget to get mad enough to hang people proper. Of course, Deputy Clinton here and 3 or 4 others I don't care to mention, we're just not allowed to do that.
Billy, get out of here.
Are you crying for your ma?
Can't a man cry without somebody poking at him all the time?
Yeah, sure he can. It's just that sometimes it helps to talk about it.
You know, I can't talk to you. You and your brother are against Pa and me.
No, we're not against you, Billy. We're just going along to make sure everything is done right.
Will you tell me, is it right to let free the men that killed my ma?
Look, nobody's gonna let those men go free.
Yeah, well, that ain't what Paiute says.
Well, Paiute's a liar. Look, we're just going along to make sure those men are punished according to the law.
Well, that ain't enough. Look, it's my ma that's dead. And it's Pa and me, the ones that's gonna fix them that killed her. And you ain't gonna stop us, little Joe. Because if you do, somebody's gonna get killed. Please, go away. Will you go?
Adam, easy.
Oh, what's wrong?
Nothing exactly. I just wanted to talk to you.
Man, I'm bone tired. Let me sleep, will you?
Adam, this is important.
All right, what is it?
Where's all this gonna lead us?
What do you mean?
Suppose we catch up with those men. Suppose Flint Johnson wants to hang him then and there. What do we do?
Fight.
We fight against Flint and his boy that have been friends and neighbors for years?
If necessary.
Well, I just don't think it's necessary.
All right, I'm listening.
Vannie Johnson was a good woman. The men that killed her were rotten. Now, I just can't see going up in a gunfight against friends to save men like that.
How do you know the three men we're chasing are the ones that killed Vannie?
Everybody knows that.
Nobody knows anything. Vannie Johnson was killed. Three men were seen riding away from the Johnson place. Now, that doesn't prove they were the ones that killed her.
Look, what if we knew they were guilty? Suppose we knew for sure that they were the men that did it.
Nobody knows anything for sure. You get some rest. You got a hard day.
What's it look like, Paiute?
Well, it looks like they mixed in with a bunch of wild Mustangs. I can't make out them tracks.
What do you figure we ought to do now?
Although to split up. Some of them take the draws and some of them the ridges. Can you see the signs of the tracks of a shod horse, let out a hoop, or shoot a gun?
Well, that makes sense. All right, you men split up and do like Paiute says. Hey, you better come along with me, Paiute. I ain't such a good tracker.
Here, Pa. Here's what they turned off. That's a shod horse track if I ever saw one.
Wait.
I was just gonna signal the others.
I don't know who you are, but I'm giving myself up. Now just don't shoot.
All right, come on. But drop your gun first.
Ah, he was giving up. He was coming in to surrender.
He was going for his gun.
He's only a kid. He ain't much older than me.
Yeah. He won't get any older. We came up on him. He went for his gun. I had to kill him. That's what I'm going to tell him. You're going to back me up. He's one of the men who killed your ma.
Like you say, Pa. He went for his gun.
All right, that's enough. You're wasting time.
Man deserves a decent burial.
I said that's enough.
Why'd you kill the boy, Flynn?
He started to make a fight of it.
I think he was coming in to give himself up. I think you shot him deliberately.
I still say you Cartwrights don't swing much weight around here.
All right, we're leaving the posse. But we won't be responsible for anything you do.
Come on, let's mount up.
You and Hoss hunted this country, didn't you?
Yeah, what about it?
Where's the nearest water from here?
Well, where we watered last night.
No, I mean the direction those other two are heading.
I thought we were going home.
No, not yet. I'm going to try to reach those other men before the posse gets to them. Judging from this man's canteen, they should be pretty low on water.
Yeah, well, that'd be Pinnell Springs. That's about 11, 12 miles from here.
Is there a shortcut?
Yeah, over the ridges and through some lava country. It's pretty rough on the horses.
We'll give it a try. Rest up here a while.
Coldest water I ever drank, or the best tasting, but it sure is wet.
Just a little, Blackie.
I always figured you were a selfish old man, Schuster. First you drink your own water, and now you want to drink all mine.
Just wet the lips.
No. I told you already. No.
Blackie, you're the meanest man I ever did know. You worse than a hydrophobic skunk. You ain't fit to live.
You getting any ideas, Schuster?
I never meant it that way.
Well, I think I better take your gun.
No, just...
Now you ride on up ahead.
I can't go on without no water. My condition.
You move on, or your condition is going to be dead.
What do you make of it?
Well, here's where they spell the horses. Them tracks pretty fresh. They'll be needing water. The nearest is Pinnell Springs.
How far?
Oh, about 10 miles, the easy way through the coulees and draws. About half that distance across the ridges. That's too rough to ride.
We'll take the short route.
You're the boss.
Schuster, there's your nice, cool water. Look, right there.
goes over your head. The next one's for you. Now drop your gun.
I come and get me if you can.
Hold it.
I gotta have water. Hey, you'll be dead before you reach it. Get in there.
Are you coming out or do we have to shoot you out?
What have I got to lose staying here?
A few more months of living. You come out now and I promise you a fair trial.
That's big talk with a hanging posse right behind you, mister. Who are you?
I'm Adam Cartwright and there's no posse. Just me and my brother.
Do like he says, Blackie. Listen, it'll be my neck. It'll go into that noose, not yours. No deal, Cartwright. Come and get me.
So I hit on down behind them rocks. Cover you from there.
Blackie, they've got us both.
Moving, I'll kill you. See how bad he's hit.
You don't want me, mister. I never killed that woman. He did. I gotta have a drink of water. I got a condition, a bad condition.
Right, get it.
They want that third man.
It can't happen, Flint.
I don't believe you'd fire on a friend to protect a murderer. I'm getting him.
You make one more move and I'll blow you right out of the saddle.
What are you trying to do?
This man's my prisoner. I'm riding him into jail and I'll fight any man who tries to stop me.
Jeb Clanton is the authority here.
Jeb Clanton hasn't got the courage or the will to protect this prisoner. We'll be riding out at dusk.
You'll never make it.
Where do you stand, Jeb?
Well, I'm asking you to turn over the prisoner like Flint said.
Schuhoffer?
Well, I'm for law and order, but I ain't taking up gunplay against my friends and neighbors just to protect that killer. I'm quitting and riding out.
Good luck. What's the matter with you?
I heard your speech. Sounded real good. You think you can back your brag?
There's no brag. It's so funny?
I think it's funny. Kid brother tells me they killed the boy back on the trail, right?
So?
And Schuster got it right outside, going after that water he was always yammering about. You know, I told him that thirst was going to kill him, and it surely did.
I'm waiting for the joke.
The joke. Both of them dead, who didn't do nothing. And me, I'm alive. And I done the killing. They wasn't even there. Just me. I'm alive. And you're gonna keep me this way. I think that's funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep you alive.
See you hang. Legal!
Are we fixing to sit around here all day?
Said they were taking off at dusk.
I say we go in and get them. Them Cartwrights won't dare open up on us.
You don't know much about the Cartwrights, do you?
I ain't afraid of any Cartwright that ever walked.
All right, Paiute. You go on in. We'll follow.
Well, now, maybe we don't see eye to eye about this. I ain't bloodthirsty. I'd hate to see them two misguided boys get hurt.
You gonna watch me hang, you Cartwrights, huh? You ain't gonna watch nobody hang. You hear? Don't you think I got friends? Oh, I got lots of friends. I've been in lots of trouble before this. I always get out of it. You know why? No witnesses, Cartwrights. No witnesses. The hell let me go.
I just about enough out of you.
No, you ain't. I got my rights, Cartwright. I can talk. I can talk as much as I want.
So Joe, what he's saying about maybe going free?
I don't know. It's up to a jury.
If he's found guilty, he'll hang, won't he?
Yep.
And we know he's guilty, don't we?
Just what are you getting around to?
I was just thinking how much easier it would be if we just gave him to those men out there.
But we can't do that.
Yeah, I know. A man can wish, can he?
Cartwright. Cartwright.
What is it, Flint?
Let's call it off. You can take the prisoner into town. We'll come along just to see he doesn't escape.
How do I know you'll stand by that agreement?
Well, I'll give you my word and hand on it. Jeb Clanton backs me up.
That's right, Adam. Shake hands with Flint. Save us all a lot of trouble.
Well, before I come out and take your hand, I think you ought to know something, Flint. The two men you killed were innocent. They had nothing to do with killing your wife.
How do you know that?
The man in here's the killer. He admits it. The other two had nothing to do with the murder. Now, you'll have to face a hearing on those killings. I'll make sure of it when we get back to town.
I'll stick to my word.
Hey, look out, look out! Come over to that tree.
I'll kill the first man that puts his weight on that rope. Right, turn him loose.
Leave it to that guy.
Marks, get over here. All right, get inside. Now, like my brother said, we're taking that man back at dusk. Don't try to stop us.
Should be any time now. Where do you think you're going?
I've had enough. I'm pulling out. Me too.
They lost the edge, Flint. You can't hold them. I think I'll mosey along.
You too?
Mr. Johnson, I'm an old man. I wouldn't be no use in a shooting match of them crazy Cartwrights. I'll see you around, maybe.
horses, I think it's all over.
You're a couple of good boys. If you'd known my wife, known what kind of a woman she was. Well, you think I'm right, don't you?
Well, I guess so, Mr. Johnson.
You'll stick with me?
Yes, sir. I guess we just about have to, don't we, Buck? Yeah, I guess so.
See, Billy? We got a couple of friends. We're gonna get the man who killed your ma. It's like we planned to. We're gonna get him, we're gonna kill him. Son, wait.
I guess I had enough of killing, Pa. Seeing 2 innocent men killed. That was enough for me.
All right, come on.
Wait a minute now. They're waiting out there for us.
You should have known sooner or later there'd be a day like this. Let's go. There he is, Flint. Take a good look at him. Where's your boy?
Never mind him. I want that man.
You'll have to kill us to get him.
There's been enough talk.
Get mounted.
Where's your son, Mr. Johnson?
I said leave Billy out of this.
Why'd he ride out on you, Flint? If the boy had any feeling for his pa, he'd stand with him at a time like this. Why'd he leave you? Maybe he got sick of looking at a man that led a lynch mob, huh?
All right, Cartwright. This is the end of any friendship between us.
Two men dead. Friendship's broken. A man parted from his son. I hope you boys remember that.
Look, don't blame us, mister. We just came along to see the fun.
Well, you've seen it.
বাড়ির কাছে ভরা নদী শেষে জোয়ার জোয়ার ভাটা শেষ হলে শুকনো বালুর চর বাড়ির কাছে ভরা নদী শেষে জোয়ার জোয়ার ভাটা শেষ হলে শুকনো বালুর চর ঢেউয়ের তালে তুলতে চলে আমার নাই ফাগুন মাসের আগুন জ্বলা ভরা বসন্ত ঘুমিয়ে থাকা মনটা আমার বড়ই অশান্ত ফাগুন মাসের আগুন জ্বলা ভরা বসন্ত ঘুমিয়ে থাকা মনটা আমার বড়ই অশান্ত প্রেমের গাঙে সাঁতার কাটলে হাতটা আমার ধর চল নৌকা ডুবি চল নৌকা ডুবি খেলবো খেলা আজ দুজনাই চল নৌকা ডুবি চল নৌকা ডুবি খেলবো খেলা আজ দুজনাই ভালোবাসার পরশ পেয়ে অস্থির আমি গেছি হয়ে ভালোবাসার পরশ পেয়ে অস্থির আমি গেছি হয়ে সারা অঙ্গ জুড়ে আমার এসেছে ফাগুন চল নৌকা ডুবি খেলবো খেলা আজ দুজন